Good morning. It's Saturday. It's 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. Why? This is a special edition of Shootin' the Breeze. I'm your host, TakersMinion. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, great co-host, I should say, Mr. Dr. Senju from the land of the rising sun. Good evening to you, sir.
Evening.
And
Good morning to you guys.
And
Good
how are
morning
you
to you
this
too.
morning?
Tired.
Okay.
Full. I think actually full considering our title for today. But
Yes.
that's not breakfast then, isn't it?
Not for you. It's dinner time, but that's beside the point. We are joined today by a well-known person on K-Side in both daily and a nightly, Peyton Royce's number one fan, MetalMatt. Good morning, Matt.
Excited to be here.
Good. We are also joined by Jomosensual, a fellow Iowan like myself. Greetings to you, sir.
Greetings. How's it going?
It's going
Happy to
well.
be here.
How are you? We're happy to have you. And some of you may remember this gentleman from the first breakfast at SummerSlam, the one who had to go pick up a dog an hour into the show. Curtain jerker from Two Guys, One Sport.
Hi team,
morning,
no dog
sir.
this time, so you get me for the full curtain jerker experience. How's everyone doing today?
I'm doing well. I think it's going to be great having you. We'll be joined in about 30 minutes or so by
Another.
Kane A. Knight, one of the people from CSS, who's a very well-known man, and I'm looking forward to hearing his opinions on the Survivor Series card, which is for Sunday,
Okay.
starting, I believe, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Am I not correct?
I think it's an hour early. I think it starts at 7 Eastern.
7. Okay,
seven.
The
7
main
Eastern.
show starts 7 Eastern, but there's a pre-show. So the main show, Takers, is 6 o'clock our time, 6 Central.
Oh, so okay. My bad. I was not informed on that. Or I
Better
was
to be there an hour early than an hour late.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, shall we get started on the
First
Survivor
question.
Series?
Let's go.
Should we
First
talk
question.
a little bit, or should we talk a little bit about the two go home shows real quick? Both Raw and SmackDown, because both of them seem pretty good, in my opinion. I watched them both.
I thought SmackDown was
I-
excellent. It's amazing what happens when you go from a champion who's crap to a champion who's great. It seems to have revitalized the entire show. I'll talk a little bit more about this when we get to the match that he's in. But I mean, going from Jinder to AJ is like going from. It's not even like going from McDonald's to filet mignon. It's like going from like 4-day-old McDonald's to filet mignon.
Oh shit!
Not funny how that works.
It's funny how when you put the belt on the best guy in the company, everything is better. I mean,
As opposed
Could
to
have ever thought.
exactly. This stuff isn't complicated, people.
It isn't. Considering the fact that you have to place your title on the best person that deserves to have the title.
Exactly. I mean, yes, we know this is all predetermined, and they choose the champions and et cetera, et cetera. This isn't like UFC or a combat sport, but at least pretend that the championship is merit based. You know what I'm saying? That it has meaning and that it's important. So
Yeah.
put it on a guy who can elevate it.
Yes.
What I liked the most about SmackDown was, Daniel Bryan's cutting a promo at the beginning and introduces AJ, and then AJ goes to talk and he goes, wait a minute. And he goes and becomes like Paul Heyman for AJ. And I was sitting there at the end of it, I was like, this is absolutely brilliant. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
The best part was not only shooting on Brock for losing to Frank Mir, but shooting on Frank Mir for giving a bad knee bar to beat Brock.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay. I'm going after Frank Mir now. Okay. No,
Basically, Daniel Bryan is tossing 2 for 1, where he burns both Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar.
He's got the shotgun. He's just hitting everybody.
He was doing the Elmer Fudd. Okay.
Bryan, I've been watching him for 10 years at least, if not longer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great promo. He's a really great promo because he's authentic. And when you have people who are authentic, it makes it so much easier to connect with the crowd.
Exactly.
So.
Well, look who's here. Good morning, Kane. How are you?
Hey!
I'm doing quite well. How's everyone doing?
I love your
now,
picture.
right.
now the
Did I-
panel is
That's gotta
complete.
be Kane.
It's gotta be Kane.
Kane is here to drag this podcast to hell through the ring.
Well, you know what?
Of course.
I was trying to do a little research, and I was catching up on your Breakfast at SummerSlam podcast, and it took about 56 minutes to get through the pre-show. So I hope we're not going to spend 56 minutes talking about
No.
Enzo Amore.
Oh,
no,
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 Oh, God, no.
God, no. I may just if we spend an hour talking about Enzo Amore, I may just put the headphones down and walk off and never be seen again.
A very rational course of action.
Yeah, just
Yes, we're gonna
Word
make
of,
that.
word of advice.
walking
Word of
into
advice.
water.
We are not going to talk. We are not going to talk about Enzo Amore and Kalisto for an hour,
No.
let alone the whole podcast, because that's not the point.
No,
None of us will survive Survivor Series.
no.
None of us will survive Survivor Series. There you
I
go.
would be like, where's the
Enzo
roll?
isn't worth it. He just isn't.
Anyways, guys. Okay, first questions first. What do you guys had for breakfast?
Banana and a cup of coffee.
Okay.
I just had a pack of muffins, those prepackaged Hostess ones that look disgusting but taste pretty good. You
Those
know?
sound awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt, what
I
do you
had
get?
waffle. I had waffles and chocolate milk, so I'm good.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And those waffles had peanut butter on them. So
Oh,
it
that
just
sounds
makes it
even more
better.
awesome.
First $5 bill in the tip cup. Fuck you. Considering the fact that I cannot have breakfast right now since it's actually 12 in the midnight for me. How about you, Ken?
Why not? Breakfast for dinner is the best.
I mean, technically that's the morning, and you eat breakfast in the morning, so you should go for it.
Okay. And Kane?
Just some bacon and eggs. Sorry, boring.
Awesome.
Never
That's actually the
never
best.
apologize for eating bacon, my friend.
Everything's better with bacon.
Exactly.
Right.
Anyways, I think all of you
And
guys
my
are gonna
breakfast,
survive.
you didn't ask me what my breakfast was.
Sure, go ahead.
Fried bologna and scrambled eggs.
Sounds pretty good.
This is how TakersMinion is gonna rub this in the face, considering the fact that I just posted something on Twitter that he hates the most.
Oh, damn you. You're gonna make me go look now, aren't you? Oh, and I'm even notified in it. Nice.
Nice. Anyways, I think you guys all are gonna survive the Survivor Series at breakfast. So let's move on to those. Survivor Series 2017 features 8 matches on the cards, counting the pre-show, which we'll touch about in a little bit. The pre-show consists of Enzo Amore versus Kalisto singles match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Brock Lesnar with Paul. I'm not going on a list because I don't know whether I want to predict who goes first, but we'll just go and see. We just pick a match. So next one is Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman versus AJ Styles, singles match. Champion versus champion, Raw champion versus SmackDown champion. Hallelujah. We have a god. AJ Styles is champ. Anyways, and then we have our first Survivor Series 5-on-5, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown for the men's division. After that, Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Usos, champion versus champion again, tag team matchup. Of course, the fifth one, the Shield versus the New Day, 6-man tag match.
That's gonna be great.
Nothing simple, nothing. It's just Raw versus SmackDown basically again. Number 6 on the card, Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair, singles match. Champion versus champion as well.
There's also another god.
Okay.
Yeah, Charlotte
Okay.
instead of Natalia. No, I'm with you, Takers. I'm with you.
Okay.
You know what, Natalia? I'm real sorry your husband broke his neck, but that doesn't excuse you having the title for as long as you did. Get off my television. I'm with you, Takers. I'm with you here.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Sure.
And my airplane, Harrison Ford.
Okay. Please. Don't make me lose the script in about
Sorry.
5 or 10 minutes.
Sorry. Go on.
Okay, next will be the Miz versus Baron Corbin singles match. Intercontinental champion versus the US champion. I know. Calm down. And the 8th match, which actually is going to be a little bit unique, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown for the women's division. Okay, let's just start off with this one. Team SmackDown.
No,
Becky Lynch, Carmella, Naomi.
Let's get the pre-show out of the way so that's over and done with.
Yeah.
Okay, considering. considering. Pre-show, Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. Singles match for the
Kane
WWE
goes first.
Cruiserweight Championships.
Kane, you go first.
All
Okay.
right.
You love this match so much.
I've prepared a 45-minute monologue.
Please don't. Please don't.
I'll summarize it in 2 minutes.
I will Venmo you money if you don't.
Okay.
You know, I like in a vacuum. I kind of like Kalisto, and I'm not really too interested in watching Enzo Amore wrestle. So when you put them together, it's not a great combination for me. I think like I prefer Kalisto in there, with more of guys who can kind of do what Kalisto does, and Enzo can't do that. So it's weird because on the one hand, I get that Enzo is like, I get why they're pushing him in the Cruiserweight division and all that, but him versus Kalisto is just kind of an awkward match for me, and I'm not really looking forward to it. And I just kind of expect Amore to get the win and move on to whoever his next opponent is.
All right. Fair enough.
MetalMatt.
Well, I just could not care less about the Cruiserweight division right now. I just could not care less. Enzo as champion, it's interesting. I mean, I'll give it that. And I've always liked Enzo until now, because I don't know, just something about him. It's annoying. He's just annoying, and I get that's the idea. But I don't know, just something about him's changed a little bit. I don't know, like in NXT and even in his first few months on the main roster, he was interesting. He was funny. He was entertaining. Now it's just, I don't know. It's not very interesting to me anymore. So this match, I thought their match at what was it? TLC. I thought that match was pretty solid. Enzo at TLC for the Cruiserweight title. Is that right?
I think that's when Enzo won it back, right?
That was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because Kalisto won it on Eddie's birthday.
Yeah.
you
Okay.
did.
Kalisto won the title on Eddie's birthday.
That changed the narrative to Enzo Amore being the challenger to Kalisto being the champion. Yeah, TLC, correct.
I think he held it for what,
All right.
2 weeks?
A bit like
Maybe
1
not
week.
even that long, but yeah, something along those lines.
Okay. Anyway, Matt,
Yeah.
you were saying?
I can't keep up with these hot potato bookings. With these hot potato style changes.
Did he hold a title longer than Akira Tozawa did?
I think longer. I think longer.
Because I think Tozawa held it for like a week. I think he won on like the go home show, and then he lost it at SummerSlam.
Mhm.
But yeah, Enzo and Kalisto, they could have a decent match. I'd be lying if I said I was looking forward to it, because I'm not. I think it will be a fine match. You know, I imagine that Enzo is going to retain and then move on to whoever. Trying to think who he could face off against. Just off the top of my head, maybe Mustafa Ali. Maybe. Trying to think who's all in that division.
Cedric Alexander, maybe.
Yeah, maybe him. Isn't Rockstar Spud?
What's up with Hideo Itami?
Hideo Itami might be drafted into the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, probably introduced him post Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken. If the rumors are true, I'm just throwing it with a grain of salt with what I know. So there's that. And Cedric Alexander, I think if he settles his differences with Gentleman Jack Gallagher, considering that these two supposedly has a storyline beef with each other, so there's another thing altogether. Anyway.
And then we got Jomo.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with the other two right now. I'm not super into this. I like Kalisto. Not exactly a huge fan of Enzo Amore's wrestling either, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just ready for, like you guys were saying, a Rockstar Spud or Hideo Itami to come in, or I'm very in for the Mustafa Ali idea, because I'm probably the world's biggest fan of him right now. Go freelance wrestling.
Okay.
Let's see. Cedric would be cool too. I don't know. I'm ready for another feud where I actually think the face might have a chance to win, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Did we? Okay. Taker. Oh, George.
It's not exactly breaking news that Enzo Amore is really bad at wrestling. I mean, he had a mediocre match with Tyler Bate, which takes effort. Like, it takes real effort to not have a good match with Tyler Bate. Like, we've seen Enzo and Kalisto 3 times. It's been one of them was good, the other 2 were not very good. Just call up Hideo Itami, sign Rockstar Spud, and maybe I'll start watching 205 Live. Like, you know, and it's just there's nothing here. It's a pre-show match. I'm gonna run and get dinner while it's on, like I do with most pre-show matches. So
you're gonna go get your Thai food?
Get my Thai food probably.
Awesome.
Unless I get Thai today for lunch, I may do Thai for lunch and then Chinese for dinner tomorrow. We'll see, one or the other. Either way, there'll be some sort of Asian food involved instead of me watching this match.
Awesome.
I mean, Enzo was a draw. Like, people care about him. He's just a bad wrestler. So his matches aren't good. But, like, the stuff he does with Drew Gulak, that stuff's entertaining as hell. Like, Drew Gulak's great. But the actual bell-to-bell stuff for Enzo Amore...
His 270 slide PowerPoint presentation. He always tries to get started and gets cut off.
Being the straight guy for Enzo, like, it's a good little gimmick. Drew Gulak is the proverbial making chicken salad out of chicken shit right now on 205 Live. Because he's gotten nothing and he's making it work. And he's a good wrestler. I am a Drew Gulak fan, but Enzo Amore, I'm a fan of his as long as there's not actual wrestling. If there's actual wrestling, I want nothing to do with him. So.
All right. Okay.
Kalisto versus Enzo. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if it's worth my time.
Since when have you even cared about the 205 Live division?
Exactly. Although I have seen
Live's had some really great matches. The Ali and Gulak 2 out of 3 Falls match was like a match of the year contender.
Didn't see it.
Oh, it's great. Great match.
He didn't see it.
Great match.
It was.
I don't watch 205 Live because there's really nothing that interests me right now in that thing. You know,
this was like 3-4 months ago, so this was a while back.
Well,
before Enzo. But I would go out of your way to watch that match.
Enzo to me is nothing but a mouth. He writes alligator checks that his mouse ass can't cash, and eventually somebody's going to get him. And the one I see getting him is going to be Hideo Itami.
Works for me
because Enzo's going to, Enzo's big thing is he talks a lot of crap about everybody. And what is Itami's shtick right now? He wants what? Respect. Respect me, respect me, respect me. All it's going to take is for Enzo to open his mouth one way, sideways, the wrong way once to him, and Enzo's going to get his head kicked off. And nobody will be sad to see him leave. Because that's where his contract needs to be future endeavored. I'm sorry. He just doesn't do it for me.
We're talking about, potential who's next for Enzo, kind of looking past this match. What do you guys think of these rumors about Neville? Do you think if he's back or is going to come back, he's going to be out of the Cruiserweight division? Do you think they might go to Neville and Enzo if he's not?
I don't see them rewarding Neville for taking his ball and going home and then getting him off at 205 Live. I don't see that.
They're gonna give him the.
They're gonna make him sit, and they're gonna do starve.
They're gonna do the Triple H treatment on him and make him eat plates and plates of shit.
Yep.
I can see if
I don't think they're rewarding him for taking his ball and going home during Raw. During the middle of Raw, by getting him off 205 Live, which is what he wants in the first place. And nor should they. They should not reward the guy for that. Let's be. I love Neville. I hope he comes to my indie. I'll watch the shit out of him. But if the guy left during the show, you should not reward him by getting him what he wants. Like, if I left in the middle of the workday, my boss wouldn't promote me.
Exactly.
Fire you.
Yeah, exactly. Or punish me in some form or fashion.
Yes.
Right. Like I said, he's going to do the Triple H punishment that they did for the curtain call, and that was him eating plates and plates of shit starting at the bottom.
And smiling.
Yep, and loving every plate of it.
It's interesting because on the one hand, I get that, but on the other hand, Neville seems pretty comfortable walking away, so
maybe he stays away.
If that's how he's going to be treated, why would he stay for that if he thinks he can make a good living outside of WWE?
Yeah, he would be probably the best guy in the Indies as soon as he left. So
yeah, he'd be in the top, he'd be in the upper tier for sure.
For sure.
Imagine seeing him on Lucha Underground.
Oh, anywhere. Or imagine
he's already-
seeing him.
I could see that.
Imagine seeing him in the New Japan Junior Division.
Hell, imagine seeing him in AAW.
Yeah, anywhere. Or imagine, I mean, like in New Japan, if Zack Sabre is a heavyweight, why can't Neville be a heavyweight? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Zack Sabre's
Exactly.
a buck 60 soaking wet.
Yep.
Neville weighs more than Zack Sabre, so he could easily slot into that heavyweight role if you wanted to. He can do anything. He can go to Evolve. He can go to PWG. He can work the Indies. He can do whatever. He can go back to Europe. He can go back to Dragon Gate. I mean, if he wants to, he can do anything he wants.
Hey, how about AJ Styles versus Neville at the next pay-per-view? I'm down for that.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
sure, absolutely. I'm in for that.
Considering the fact that
Or
considering the
hell,
fact that
AJ Styles, not AJ Styles, but Neville versus Bobby Roode.
Sure. I'm
Yeah,
down
That
for
would be
that
a great
too.
match. That would be a hell of a match right there. It'd be a hell of a lot better than the Austin Aries matches.
Neville would
he
bump
had.
like a mofo for the guy, so you're right.
And the thing about it is, it would be a hell of a lot better match than the Austin Aries series.
I enjoyed the WrestleMania. I
I-
remember enjoying the WrestleMania match.
I do. Honestly speaking, I do remember enjoying the match with Austin Aries, because considering the fact that yes, of course, we know that he's kind of like an entitled guy and all that, but he is good in the ring. It's just that his attitude is kind of like So
It's always
In a
been
sense.
that way.
it's
But yeah,
always-
Bobby Roode will bump and sell his ass off for Neville.
And vice versa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And please remember also, as well, that before Neville actually became Adrian Neville, he was PAC back in the Indies, and he was making his name. He was making a huge mark with it.
Dragon Gate.
Yep.
Dragon Gate USA, absolutely. So he can go
His
to
match
Evolve.
with
He can go to
his
Evolve
match-
and work for Gabe again, no problem. He'll just slide right back in.
Yep. His matchup with ACH back then was awesome.
I'll check it out.
I mean,
Yo, I didn't know
okay.
that happened, but now I really want to see that.
I didn't even know what happened either. It
Search.
sounds great.
Yeah, I know. But okay,
Yeah,
here's the first warning. We're slowly beginning to talk about Enzo Amore and Kalisto for about 45 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Just-
right.
Let's keep talking about Neville. Let's keep talking about Neville.
Sure, but we're not talking about Enzo Amore.
Yeah, we've been on the pre-show for almost 30 minutes, and it's time for you, for you, MDS, to talk about what you think.
Okay. As the self-professed fan, actually watching 205 Live when I get the chance, I can see again, and George is going to hate me for this, of course. Enzo is a sucky. He doesn't gel for me as a wrestler, basically. But he's spending money because of his mouth, and that, in an actual sense, moves needles for 205 Live.
It does.
And it does. And if it means getting more people to buy the tickets to watch 205 Live show just to see who's next in line to kick Enzo Amore's ass and take the title off from him, it's fine.
Well, in the words of Conrad Thompson, you don't hate him enough if you don't want to see him lose the title.
Here's my last question though on Enzo. You talk about him being a draw.
Mhm.
Now, is he a draw because he's a draw, or is he a draw because previous 205 guys weren't given the prime Raw real estate that he got? He's getting top of the hour promos. He's getting main event segments. He's closing out the show. Neville never got that.
No, and that's the whole point.
So is he the draw, or is the push the draw?
What is he? No, it's not him.
The
It's
draw
what
or
you
is the
said.
push the draw? Is my
The
question.
push is the draw.
I
Yeah.
think the push is the draw. But
Because
either
here's
way,
the thing.
so.
people are watching the show, so I'm happy.
Yeah, number one. And number two, people are watching the show just to see Enzo Amore get his ass kicked. Who's next?
And
is
he's
gonna-
great at it. He sells a beat like nobody's business.
Because considering the fact that he doesn't know how to wrestle, he sells like a champ.
Exactly.
So
I
I
will
do
give Enzo.
share both sentiments. I should do share
Yeah.
both sentiments that Enzo Amore's push is the draw that pulled people to watch 205 Live. But in this standpoint, and as well as Survivor Series, how am I supposed to say this? I don't know whether Kalisto could upseat Enzo Amore right now. Because to me, build Enzo Amore's heat a little bit more, rather than just suddenly tossing these two into a match without any precedence or without any kind of attractive storyline standpoint. The only thing that
the question I have is what is the story between those two right now?
nothing.
There's been the Enzo losing rematch, Kalisto losing. He's had his rematch already. How did he earn the next title shot? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
because there's nothing here. Kalisto won his matchup. Remember, Kalisto won his matchup just because they want to remember Eddie Guerrero in a way, and this is what it is. But okay, bigger question is, which one of you guys are gonna watch the pre-show anyways?
Not me. I don't have to.
I probably will.
I
just 'cause
very
used to.
rarely watch the pre-show.
So okay,
Kane, you gonna watch the pre-show because you got to time it anyway.
You know what? I don't time the pre-show. Actually, I just do the main card. Yeah, you know what? Where I might watch the pre-show is if they add another match to it that I actually want to see. But this match is.
Kane, don't give them any ideas. They may move the New Day and Shield to the pre-show. Don't give them any ideas.
You imagine the
Please.
outrage on the internet if they actually do that? I don't think you have to worry about that. That would be insane.
Wait. Okay.
But if they had if they just quietly slide Enzo off the card and replace it with like a 5-on-5 cruiser tag match or something, I'm down with that. But yeah, Enzo and Kalisto, I'm probably not gonna watch it live. No.
Mm-hmm. You're probably gonna forget it in T-1 day. Yeah, already forgot.
It's gonna be that match. Gonna be Enzo wins.
Okay.
Okay. I'll take a nap. Oh, it's over. Okay.
And Enzo's still your champ. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on then.
Let's move on to the main card now.
Okay. Main cards. Okay. Considering the fact that I'm already gonna touch, I'm gonna touch it. Let's just start with the women's division 5-on-5 then. Because here's the unique thing. Team Raw has Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Bayley, and versus against Team Smackdown, which is still unique. Becky Lynch, Carmella, Naomi, Tamina, and to be announced. They still haven't gotten the women for SmackDown.
Paige.
Lana.
So yeah, they haven't.
Paige.
They haven't.
Gonna be Paige.
Okay. Since considering Taker has already answered my question, which one are you? Which female wrestler would you like to see in this spot? Anyone can chime in first.
I'll say Paige for the simple fact that that's where she's been rumored to be going with the SmackDown Live, and then all of a sudden something came out that she was going to Raw. Then there was the Alicia Fox pictures that came out on Instagram or something like that, or Twitter. I'm not exactly sure which. And she got heat for that. And I'm like, wait a minute. If she's going to be on the team, why would she have heat for that? Second, with Charlotte taking the title off of Natty, she had her Rolex watch run. Time for you, Natty, to go down to the Performance Center and start teaching the kids. That's a perfect spot for her because SmackDown needs the help.
Okay.
It absolutely does.
But didn't you say earlier that you didn't want Natty on your screen?
I said she'd go down and teach the kids, be a coach. I didn't say get in the ring and wrestle. I said be a coach.
But there's an option whether she's going to be slotted into this matchup, isn't there?
But why? Why create all this stuff and then just put her there? It doesn't make sense. But again, I'm asking WWE to use sense. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on you, man. That's on you. You know better. No one's fault but you. Then.
But then again, here's my point. Then, do you really think that WWE is going to listen to us actually do this kind of shit? Yeah. But anyways,
you never know. I mean, one thing I talked about on this damn show, all of a sudden it happened in the freaking ring, if you remember correctly.
Okay. Fine.
I can't remember exactly. I can't remember the exact thing it was, but it was weird. Like a week later, it happened, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" Because I can't remember what it was, but we talked about it the following week, and I was sitting there laughing with you, going, "I just don't believe they did what I said."
You're psychic. What can we say?
No, I don't. I think they were listening that day somehow.
Okay, because
But
here's
anyway.
okay. Anyone else has any ideas on who they think is going to be slotted?
Paige is the safe pick. So Paige is the chalk pick, so that works for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll probably be Paige. I could see it though, assuming that Sanity takes the loss at Takeover. that they call up Nikki Cross and they turn either Becky, Naomi, or Charlotte heel to make up for those numbers, because boy, that heel side is really weak on SmackDown.
Well, Nikki Cross is not a heel. She's a
Well, she would come up. Yeah. Oh, I suppose.
No, she's Nikki Cross. She's not a
She's
heel.
Nikki Cross. She's the
I
one.
mean,
She's a tweener.
you know, she's a tweener because why? You know, if she was heel, she wouldn't have helped Ruby Riott twice.
That's true. What I'm saying though is that they'll turn one of the 3 faces that are already on SmackDown.
Becky,
heel,
please.
So yeah.
No,
No, Becky's one
Can't have it.
Becky's one of the few baby faces who gets over on her own. I wouldn't waste that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't waste that by turning her heel. You turn someone heel when their babyface run isn't working, like Charlotte the first time.
She doesn't have. She's not having a run of any kind.
But that's because she's not being used. But that's not because she's a bad babyface. She's an awesome babyface. And it's very hard to find someone who can connect with the crowd as a babyface without bells and whistles.
Yep.
And Becky can do that, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't waste that.
Yeah.
That being said, I have no doubt
Becky's
she's
just a
good
great
good at
babyface.
being a heel. But Becky is too good as a babyface to kind of squander that. It's easier to get over as a heel just because you can just do bad guy shit. I mean, case in point, look at Jason Jordan. He died a million deaths as a babyface. It's hard to be. Look at Roman
the
Reigns.
thing is,
It's hard to be a babyface.
Okay.
the thing is that they just don't know how to book faces anymore.
Yeah. Bingo.
Of,
Bingo.
like
That guy knows what he's talking about.
like a few, like a couple weeks ago, I think every single champion, at least on the main roster,
Absolutely. Other than Brock, who is his own little entity, You're right.
Yeah.
I talked about this on my
it
show.
really is just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get that. I can understand that. Kane, do you have any ideas on who?
I mean, I hope it's Paige. I really like Paige. And I would be more excited to see her than Natalya. I think it'd be weird if it's Natalya just because after Charlotte lost the title, I was looking on their website, WWE's website, to see did they just put Natalya in that graphic for the women's match, the team match? And, they have the question mark and the shadow or whatever. So it's once you tease a surprise, you can't make it Natalya. But it seems like Natalya is still a decent bet to get it, I guess. But I would... If it is Paige, one thing I'm curious about is will they have her take a pin right now? Because I'm looking at Raw's team and it's Asuka and Nia Jax, and I'm they're not going to lose that match. So maybe it will be Natalya, and then they'll all just get steamrolled by Asuka and Nia Jax, and maybe debut the next week.
If you want to make Asuka, you have her beat everyone on this team by herself. You have everyone else lose, and then it's 4-on-1, and then Asuka just goes to town on people. If you want to just push her and you want to say this is our superstar, you want to, instead of this half-ass stuff that they do, if you want to just say, if you want to put all your chips in the middle under Asuka, you have her win, you have her be down 4-on-1 or 4-on-2, and then you have her just mow people over.
So instead she gets rolled up and then chases Dana Brooke out of the ring.
Yeah.
Probably.
Ready for it.
You could do that. Yeah, you could do that. A lot of shenanigans can happen. Yeah, I can agree with that. Okay. Me personally, yeah, I would agree. I would agree on one point whether they wanted to slot Natalya in this to be announced slot. To me, I think it's a step down from being the former champ, from being the women's champion one day and then suddenly becoming the former champ the next, and then suddenly getting the slot, not facing the champion Alexa Bliss, but now going in on a 5-on-5. It's going to be a bummer if they're going to go for Natalya. The next point, the next choice would be speculation would be going on Paige, considering that she's rumored to be returning from her injury for a little while, and I like her. I like her style. It's been a while since we've seen Paige on the screen, so yeah, that's one. Although people are also going to jump on a bandwagon and just say probably pull someone from NXT just because. And one of the longest of the long shots for me, I think people are saying that Nikki Bella might come back on SmackDown. I know that. I know that.
No, get her off my TV. No.
Yeah,
I know that
I cannot stand Nikki Bella.
That's the
I'm
longest-
sorry, I just can't.
I know, but
Come on, Nikki.
Hey,
God.
maybe it'll be Brie Bella. She'll join Daniel Bryan on SmackDown.
Come on,
Probably.
Daniel!
we are We're off to a great start already.
Oh yeah, we're having fun. That's what this is all about.
Okay. Anyway, okay. So 5-on-5 women versus women, Raw versus SmackDown. Which pot are you putting your chips in, guys?
Raw.
Okay.
We talk about the women's match. Yeah, Raw.
I'm going with.
Okay.
I'm actually going to go with SmackDown because I think Raw wins the other Survivor Series match. So
Okay.
I think they're going to split them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going
I
to
got-
agree with
I got-
Jomo. I'm going to agree with Jomo. I think SmackDown's going to win it because, last year SmackDown won the men's team, and last year Raw won the women's team. I think this year it's going to be reversed. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the way they're going to go.
No,
As far as
they're not going to want to do that.
What? And
They don't
why is
want
that?
to. Why is that? What are they already promoting? For
I
Raw?
know it's gonna be Asuka
The
again.
25th anniversary
Oh, yeah.
show. They're already promoting it, and
oh yeah,
they're going to
yeah.
want Raw to look strong in this.
Well, I mean, keep a tally. Raw's there were two matches on this card that are 100% lead pipe locks. Who the winner is, and it's both of them are Raw. So
Yeah, the men's
SmackDown's gonna have to win.
5-on-5
SmackDown's gonna have
the
to
men-
win at least a match.
The men's 5-on-5 is a
Amen.
deadlock for Raw.
No,
because of
the two
yeah.
two locks for Raw
Yeah,
are
I
the
think
Shield
so.
and Brock. The
Yeah.
Shield and Brock are 100% lead pipe locks that they're going to win those matches. And Brock is going to win, and we'll get to that later because all roads lead to Roman. So it's either build Roman up or build up Brock so Roman can beat him. So
Or both.
Brock is winning that match against AJ unless something crazy happens, like a Jinder run-in or something stupid. And the Shield is absolutely beating the New Day. So I think SmackDown needs to win at least one of these matches. And Corbin Miz doesn't count. There's nothing there. So one of the elimination matches SmackDown needs to win. So that's good logic, whoever said that.
Okay. That would be.
I mean,
okay.
I do.
Go ahead.
SmackDown will win this women's match. I could be wrong. Maybe Raw wins, but I think SmackDown will win. I think Asuka will get eliminated maybe by DQ or count out. I can't imagine them having her lose in a random Survivor Series match. But then again, this is WWE, so I would not put it past them. But
No, they're not going to They're not going to have Asuka lose. So
we'll see.
She'll be.
they've already invested a lot into her.
She won't be pinned or submitted. I mean, she lost in tag matches, but she never ate the pin. And that's the thing.
Yeah, she lost in that Rumble, in that Battle Royal thing, because it was a weird, like, DQ during a Battle Royal or something.
Yeah, she did. She got eliminated by, I think it was some sort of a small technicality. It's a weird technicality. I can't remember what it is.
She got eliminated by Eva Marie of all people, I think.
I think you're right.
Which
I think you're right.
yeah.
And the general was all beside himself, I think, on that too.
I don't.
Okay, considering
Kane knows who the general is, don't you, Jake?
Oh.
Don't you, Kane?
Of course, yes.
Dear leader,
Right,
the general.
right. Yes.
Anyway,
Fearless
Okay.
leader.
okay.
I think. Oh,
Gino,
sorry.
we love you.
Okay. Considering the fact that
As far as
go ahead.
As far as who will be SmackDown's mystery partner, it has to be Paige. There's really nobody else it can be. Natalya maybe, but at the same time, would like promote that because Natalya would be pretty and you would imagine that after Natalya lost the title, they would just add her to the match right after it. Paige, I think, is the obvious choice, but it's also the one that makes the most sense. So I think SmackDown does win. And one final thing.
Okay. One final thing, Matt.
Oh, hell, Captain B.
Oh, wait.
Captain
Oh,
Becky
yeah,
Lynch.
who?
Captain B.
Captain B, Becky Lynch.
Oh
okay.
my. There you go. I mean, okay.
You knew I had to say it.
Of course.
I know. I'm gonna put my another $5 in the tip jar just because of that. So, anyway, okay. I've been proven wrong considering the fact that I say with a little bit of point that I thought Bailey was not going to be put on Survivor Series card, and she was. Because, well, circumstances and all that, basically, and narrative standpoint on my personal opinion, but a logic standpoint, okay. Most likely Paige is going to be to me, I think Paige is the obvious and logical choice to be put into this match. I might be surprised. I might be get the rug pulled off under my feet. I don't know. And apart from who wins, let's just say that I'm gonna put my chips on Team Smackdown. So, not because of Becky Lynch, not because of that.
I find that hard to believe.
Not because of that. Not
With
because of
Twitter
that.
handle of Becky's got bank 666. I don't know. I find that hard to believe too.
I'll excuse myself to the toilet by now. So I'm gonna go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna put Team SmackDown on my win list on this one. So they're gonna be. I'm just gonna watch this from a fan standpoint and enjoy the chaos that's always going to happen with a 5-on-5. So
now here's
the one thing. Go ahead, Kane.
Last year's match. I think one complaint about last year's match, well, I shouldn't say just one complaint, but one issue, I guess, is that the match was like 17 or 18 minutes long, and for 9 eliminations or whatever it is, that's kind of fast. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to be the same deal, or do what do you think is going to go on that?
Well,
on that?
It's a 4-hour show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The men's match is going to be an hour at least.
It's good. Yeah,
At
close
least,
to an
yes.
hour.
Maybe even like an hour 10 by the time you have all the entrances and all the.
Once Triple H got added to the match, the time went up 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Not to be outdone by Bobby Roode, who's going to actually ascend from the heavens for this.
Exactly.
Not to be outdone with Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be doing that same thing.
Well, the entrances alone for the men's match. The entrances alone for the men's match are 15 minutes. I'm serious.
Thank God this is not happening at Mania at Orlando like it did last year.
Oh my God, they'd still be walking.
dancing. Imagine Nakamura dancing down that ramp, for Christ's sake.
Sorry, this is kind of an aside, but freaking Randy Orton, I actually did time wrestler entrances for a couple years. This guy has like a 2-minute entrance every single time, and it's just him slowly walking to the ring, and it's one of the longest entrances on the show.
I miss his old entrance when he had the firework waterfall.
Fireworks
from like 2005.
Fireworks. Yes. I love that one too.
Christian's old pyro.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is there's the one wrestler that had the longest entrance was Undertaker. Period. We all know that.
True. Yeah.
Thankfully, they started WrestleMania. He was halfway up the ramp.
Yeah,
He'd still be walking down that ramp if he had to start from the back.
He was.
I just realized Finn Balor's in this match too, possibly as the demon.
Entrance alone is going to be a while.
You want to talk about this match while we're on the subject?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Entrances for the men's match might be longer than the women's match, the actual in-ring part of the women's match. Is that what we're saying?
Exactly.
That's not a bad bet. Now that you mention it,
Kane. You need to cover entrances on this show just for
yeah.
I'll take a look at that particular. The men's entrance is longer than the women's match. I'll keep an eye out on that.
I'll help you. I'll gladly help you.
If it is, I want to see it posted, and you haven't fit about it.
Honestly, if you set the line at like men's entrances plus 5 minutes, greater than the women's match, I think that's
you're
like a 50-50 match.
Yeah. I think you're right. You got to add a few minutes to it, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty close.
I mean, the fastest entrance I'm looking at these guys is what? Joe?
Braun Strowman.
Joe.
John Cena's going to run.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Are we getting the Demon, by the way, or are we getting just regular?
I don't know.
Because how stupid is Kurt Angle going to look if he put Balor on his team but not to be the Demon? Like...
Real stupid. I want to get on a platter.
Who is let's go around the table. Who is winning the men's 5-on-5 elimination match?
Shane.
Okay.
One vote for SmackDown.
All right,
I got SmackDown.
Oh wait, I screwed that up. Raw. Whoops. Triple H is fired.
It's funny because you got so many guys who need to be protected. Like
Joe,
The demon.
Yeah, Finn Balor. Yeah,
No,
Braun Strowman.
I don't think we're getting the
Strowman
demon because someone's gonna have to take a pin or someone's gonna take some pins in this match.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I'd like to see
I mean-
Triple H get to be the first one eliminated just as so they're telling
Yeah,
him.
and I'd like
And Vince comes out later. Why was Triple H the first one? Because fuck you. That's why.
I'd like to see a lot of things, my friend, but doesn't mean they're very likely to happen. You know what I'm saying?
If they want to erase 5 months of bad booking or mediocre booking for Shinsuke Nakamura, as soon as the bell rings, Kinshasa, Triple H is out.
Awesome. I would mark out for days.
I think we're gonna have a very clear, or a much clearer look at what WrestleMania is going to be like after this match than we will before it.
Yeah,
There are stories here to be told.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's going to be 45. There's going to be 45 minutes of wild ass action, a lot of angles, a lot of run-ins. Maybe Kane, maybe Sami Zayn, maybe Kevin Owens,
Jason
maybe
Jordan.
Jason Jordan.
There's like
Maybe Sister Abigail.
I kind of hope the New Day and the Shield just come out brawling from the back and join the match too.
Like that one time Dean Ambrose fought Luke Harper, and then they left the arena, and then
Yeah,
came back
yeah.
to the arena.
exactly.
yeah, there's gonna be
Playing
like
for
12 people interfering with this match. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be an overbooked mess. But you know what? I'm okay with 45-minute
Yeah.
fun overbooked match.
Yeah, when a
45
match is that
minutes?
long, you need it.
45 minutes plus what? 5 or 10 minutes worth of entrance. And all that.
No, it's
15 to
45
20.
minutes of just the bell. From the bell to bell, it's like 45 minutes. And,
We're not including
funny?
entrances of 25
That
minutes.
sounds
Last year's men's 5-on-5 match was really good.
Agreed.
Really good. Except for the part where Roman almost killed Shane through no fault of Roman. In fact, where Shane bounced his head off the mat and was so concussed he kicked out anyways. And the ref was
Yes.
like, "Yeah, no, you're done here." like the bouncer leading the guy out of the bar. Like, no, you gotta go home, man. You're not kicking out of this.
You're too wasted even to kick out. Let's just.
Yeah, you're eliminated. Go home. You know.
Yeah.
It was a fun match. The Shield
It was.
reuniting to powerbomb AJ through the table. Like, it was a really
Yeah.
James Ellsworth eliminating Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Like, it was a fun, and I expect this to be a fun match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Survivor Series matches usually are pretty fun.
I mean, here's the thing. I agree with.
And there's no bad workers in this match except for Shane. And maybe Angle, because he's
maybe Ankle
80 years
consider.
old.
Yes, but here's the thing. I agree on all of you guys' points actually, because there's especially George. You have a lot of people who are supposed to be protected, and yet you're getting a chaotic match with 5 people who are really strong, with the exception of Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon, who is just decent. Kurt Angle of age, Shane McMahon because, well, he's Shane McMahon. Of course, we have Braun Strowman, who you're gonna
You gotta jump off something.
He's got to jump off something, of course, coast to
He
coast
has
on
to.
someone. Shane McMahon will usually do the coast to coast or just jump off somewhere. I don't know. He's a daredevil in and of itself. Okay.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
Okay. Braun Strowman, they're just gonna just start building him up. So of course he's gonna be protected. Number one, Finn Balor, you have to build up his credibility, considering the fact that he's already wasted on Bray Wyatt for so long. Samoa Joe just came back from injury. Triple H, I don't know why are you here. Just why?
Well, let me real quick. This is something Chris and I talked about. The 5 things we're looking forward to. You ready? In no particular order. Nakamura, Strowman, I think will be a fun little exchange. Joe Cena, which would be a great match down the line. Finn Cena, same thing.
Same thing.
Nakamura, Triple H.
Ooh.
And Triple H, Bobby Roode, Master versus Apprentice.
Oh, wait.
Triple H versus Dollar Store Triple H. But in all honesty, like there's a lot of stuff to look forward to in this match.
Yes, because like you said, all roads leading to WrestleMania would be a lot clearer after the whole mess of this is happening.
Exactly.
After Survivor Series.
I think we'll have a Triple H program, we'll have a Kurt Angle program, we'll have a Shane McMahon program. At least the beginnings of one, like the outlines of those 3.
Yeah,
of those 3.
Because here's the thing. Quick note, quick small segue on WrestleMania. We don't really know the rest of the card's going to shape up going into WrestleMania.
That's it. All we know is Brock. All we know is Brock Roman.
There you go. That's the only thing. That's it. Other than that, you're just having this convoluted mess that you need to sort out post Survivor Series. And probably yes, they'll sort it out after Survivor Series. Who knows? But like I said, it's going to be a chaotic mess. It's going to be a chaotic fun mess, hopefully.
Yeah,
And
this match should be a lot of fun.
Two other things I'm going to keep an eye out for in this match are, they both involve Shane. If you see like a glass prop or something of any kind in the entrance area, Kurt Angle's probably going to toss Shane McMahon through it at some point.
Oh my God, that's the best spot I've ever seen.
Yeah, so I am curious if they're going to.
It didn't break and then he did it again.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're going to call back to that or if there's just like, no, that was too crazy. But because we're going to see Kurt Angle and Shane, go at it.
Well, that was the first pain that Shane went through was sugar glass.
Yeah, sure.
The second one was real glass, and that's why
real glass and he didn't go through it all the way.
Right.
And that's the second one he went through was real glass, and Shane got cut the hell up.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think like who's going to murder Shane in this match, and I know because Roman's not there to do it this year, and I figure like
Strowman's going to murder him.
You're right. I figure okay, Strowman probably, but hey, maybe they'll call back to Kurt Angle. The other thing with Shane is that him and as soon as they added Triple H to the match, I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna get Triple H and Shane in the ring at the same time.
We are.
And I don't think since Shane has returned, we've had Triple H and Shane even in a talking segment share the ring together, right?
No.
I don't think so.
It's interesting. Not that they've done. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know if they're gonna actually have them go at it. They probably will. They're in the same match together. So I'm kind of interested to see the crowd reaction. If the crowd wakes up, gets excited for that particular confrontation.
Interesting, wonderful. I mean, okay, but
well,
the biggest
we all saw in at the. I was thinking Kurt Angle was going to get killed by Braun Strowman. Never mind. Kurt Angle seems to be the one controlling Braun Strowman all of a sudden. If you noticed on Raw, at the end of SmackDown Tuesday night. The Raw run-in and the way they did it, I mean, the way they did it was absolutely brilliant. They did it in waves. Instead of everybody going, just storming through, they did it in waves. And the final wave was Strowman, and he just killed everybody.
Yeah, he Corey Graves said when he was introduced, game changer, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to have to mount up any kind of resistance when you insert Braun Strowman into the picture. He's the game changer for all of it.
Yep.
So it's an interesting take. Are they going to just isolate Braun Strowman and then take him out first? Or, okay, we're going to see Shinsuke Nakamura Kinshasa Triple H first in about 30 seconds.
I think you're going to see Braun Strowman dominate the hell out of everyone on Team SmackDown, and then Kane is somehow going to lead to Strowman's elimination. I think it's probably going to be something like that.
I think Kane's making a comeback.
Yeah. I think Kane's
probably.
Shenanigans. Okay.
There's
going to be a lot of that.
Kane will come out from under the ring and distract Strowman. He'll get counted out.
Yeah. Wouldn't stop. Maybe they'll have Kane just play exactly Ellsworth from last year. He'll just grab his ankle. And it'll make no sense that he'd be the meek, kind of scared or whatever guy, but who knows? Maybe they just repeat the same exact script.
The best part was Braun using his leg to get Ellsworth out of the ring.
Yeah.
From under the ring, excuse me.
Under the ring.
Any monster with two hands has a fighting chance.
Oh my god. Good one. A very good one. Yes. Okay. Biggest question by far. Which spot are you guys going to put the chips in? Raw? SmackDown?
Raw. I think SmackDown wins this match.
SmackDown wins this match?
I think. I don't know why, but SmackDown's either going to win this match or the women's match, and I think they're protecting Asuka, so I think SmackDown wins this match.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Raw here because of Triple H and Stephanie saying she'll fire Angle if he loses, because I don't think they're done with Angle quite yet.
Okay. Taker, what's your take?
I think they're going to go with Raw. Oh, you can go first.
Raw
as well. Okay.
Kane.
All pots.
I got SmackDown. I got 3 reasons, I think. Let me see if I can remember them. One,
I can pull it up and pull it and
like no. I'm not ignoring that. Sorry, I talked for like 2 hours about that. I don't need to repeat that. But basically, here's the deal: the 2 endings I saw for the match potential when they announced it was either Jason Jordan's going to turn heel, or Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to screw over Shane. And they kind of did. The Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens already showed that they have no loyalty. They bailed on the fight on the Invasion last on SmackDown. So to me, I do expect them to show up and kind of screw Shane over at some point, but I don't think it's going to be the finish because they already showed that they're going to do it anyway. So I don't think that would be like the big bang of a finish you need for this match. So I think they're going to do it, but that's not going to be the finish. So I think the Jason Jordan turn is going to be the finish. And the other thing is, I think the plan seems to be Kurt Angle and Triple H for WrestleMania, and if you have them like work well
that
together
match will be so terrible.
and win together, I think like it's weird. Like I think there needs to be tension. Kurt Angle's gonna get fired, and then he disappears for a while, maybe gets himself into better ring shape or something, and then he comes back in a couple months and is ready to start the big storyline with Triple H or something.
Okay. Fair enough.
Why don't we get the one eyesore match out of the way?
Oh,
Corbin and Miz.
There you go. Wiley Corbin.
Oh, God.
You know what, guys? I love y'all. I love y'all. I love this show. I don't care about this match at all. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But
I don't care about this match either.
The best part about this match has been these guys competing at each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no other than these guys on Twitter. I have no thought. I have no thoughts on this match whatsoever. I mean, 2-star match, right? That we're thinking like 2-star special.
I would give it a half-star because I mean, everybody knows my dislike of the Miz.
I think 2 stars is like the ceiling for this match. Don't get me wrong.
Everybody that knows me knows my dislike of the Miz. I despise the Miz. I'll give him his props when his props are due. You have done that yourself, CJ. Excuse me. However, I don't know who I dislike more in this one, Baron Corbin or Miz.
Because here's the thing. Here's the imaginative thing. It's heels versus heels on this match. If we're gonna call Baron Corbin a heel, anyway.
Baron Corbin is a better heel than Miz. Miz is getting more face pops lately.
Agreed.
How? I just want to know how.
The whole thing with Corbin.
The whole thing with Corbin, yeah, he has been cheered for a little bit.
He's been cheered a lot lately, a lot more lately. It's gonna wind up him turning face in this match. Somehow, some way the crowd's gonna be behind him.
Yeah, okay.
And and he's gonna try to turn the crowd against him, and he won't be able to do it.
Partially because his opponent is Baron Corbin.
True.
I call him Wile E. Corbin.
I call him, okay, considering.
You know, Wile E. Coyote, Kane, I don't know if you're old enough to remember.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. No, I zoned out for there a second, so I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
Yeah, I call him Wile E. Corbin.
Yeah.
Because if there's a way for that man to lose, he'll lose.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That Mahal, he will never get
I'm
away.
waiting for him to have the sign, the ones that hold up a sign sometimes that says, "Oh shit, I screwed up," and fall to the ring.
I mean, okay.
Wile E. Corbin.
That would probably make me like Baron Corbin. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, so you were a Wile E. Coyote fan, huh? Even though he was an idiot.
Oh yeah, he's unlike Corbin. He's entertaining.
Here's the interesting point. Miz is coming out with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas as Mr. Raj, so of course you're going to expect shenanigans to happen.
Yeah, but I see Corbin taking them out before the match even starts.
Really?
They'll be hauled out on stretchers just cause.
Just for shits and giggles.
Exactly.
Considering that just for shits and giggles, considering that you enjoyed it. Me personally, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that I don't care. It's just that I'm not really invested with this kind of matchup.
I mean, when it was announced, I'm like, okay, why?
Well, this is a problem with having so many heel champions. Is that when you have a show now where it's all champions versus champions, you're gonna have heel versus heel matches, and that's part of the problem here. Is that there's it's just two heels, and they haven't interacted with each other on TV much anyway, and they
haven't interacted on TV at all.
Right, they've had a couple some promos maybe directed at the other one quickly or whatever, but nothing direct with each other. And so there's not much here. I mean, I'm looking at this match, I'm like, man, give me 10 Rusevs, or give me Gable and Benjamin against the Club, or there's a bunch of other matches I'd rather see Raw versus SmackDown. Hell, give me Owens and Zayn against freaking Swan and Alexander. I don't care if it's 205 Live, whatever. There's so many other matches I'd rather see, and instead we get Miz and Corbin.
This will be a match to go get food go to the bathroom, take a shit, do whatever you got to do.
True.
Okay.
I'm with you guys on this one.
I'm just going to go on.
Yeah, I'm just not super interested in this. What you guys were saying about Axel and Dallas, I feel like they're more likely to beat up Corbin than Corbin is to beat up them. Just they'll cut to the back and Corbin be like bloody and all like half conscious. Like,
bloody? WWE allow color? I doubt that seriously.
Yeah, it'll be like they'll cut to the back and be like, "What happened?" And be like, "Axel and Bo happened, man," and then like pass out.
That's what they, that's what they should do.
Hey, you know what? Jomo, you brought up something that makes sense. Have someone jump and beat the hell out of Corbin in the back where he can't show up, and then we have Rusev come out.
Yes, I would take that. That would be perfect. I love Rusev. Just anything but this match.
Because really. Rusev's more a tweener right now.
Yep, he is more
because of his runs with the matches against Randy. And Rusev Day, please. Who here is a fan of Rusev Day?
Oh, every day. Rusev Day is the best day in the world.
Yep. I'm raising my hand right now.
I love Rusev.
I'm asking for that day to happen. Please.
Kane, you want a Rusev Day?
Oh, I love Rusev. Rusev's amazing. I'll take Rusev Day any day of the week.
I would actually celebrate Rusev Day on Sunday if he showed up because he was the one that beat the hell out of Corbin in the back.
It would be funny. Do you remember maybe a month or so ago, Curtis Axel, they were doing the thing where he was like, I'm going to go, or I'm sorry, it was Cesaro and Sheamus tricked him into finding the Shield backstage or whatever, and then he got his ass kicked. Like, there should be like a similar thing where Bo Dallas and The Miz encourage him to find Baron Corbin, except this time when they find him backstage, Baron Corbin actually is laid out and destroyed. And I think that would be pretty funny.
That could happen if you want to switch it around for a bit. Basic point going is that they wanted to toss in all the champions going in, fighting against each other, champion against champion. But then again, you have Clash of Champions for that matter. So,
right?
No. Clash of Champions is different. Yeah. Clash of Champions is
that's
all titles.
Okay.
That's all titles are on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, champion versus champion.
And it's brand specific too. Whatever brand SmackDown is it?
I
Right?
think it's
I don't know who's got it this year.
Okay.
I'll have to look. I think it's SmackDown, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, SmackDown did not have a pay-per-view in September, so I think this is where they make it up, where they have one in December, but Raw doesn't.
Clash of Champions next December 17th, 2017. So it's on December 17th. For
SmackDown or Raw?
For SmackDown. So okay. It's going to be brand specific, considering that it's going to be switched. Because last year it was Raw, now it's SmackDown.
Right.
But yeah, okay.
Yeah, the show in September last year was
Raw.
I'm talking about last year. Last year was SmackDown's. SmackDown didn't have one in September last year.
Last year, Clash of Champions was Rollins and Owens in the main event last year. SmackDown did have a September pay-per-view last year. No Mercy or something. Backlash maybe. I think it was Backlash.
Yeah, they switched Backlash.
One of the best pay-per-views in recent memory.
Okay, but okay. Considering that,
Miz and
Corbin.
Miz and Corbin, go ahead.
Yeah, Miz and Corbin. Man, I'm just going to go on a limb here. I think this is going to be the weakest match on the card.
And
I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong, but
based on what we've all said, I don't think you're going out on a limb.
That's a very thick limb he's going out on.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm with TM. I cannot stand the Miz either. I just do not like him. He annoying, and I know that's the point. Those heels where he gets more so go away heat.
Okay.
It's like I don't want to see him get beat. I want him off my freaking TV. This guy.
I agree.
I don't want to see him cut promos either, because every single week he cuts a promo. Every single week there's a Miz TV.
And it's the same promo.
Yeah, it's the same promo, really.
It is. It's like Paul Heyman,
Corbin.
It's like Paul Heyman, but he's not entertaining.
I will give Miz props on one thing though. He did make Paul Heyman shut his mouth.
Yeah.
That is something
You're right.
you don't see. Because Paul Heyman's got the gift of gab and can go on and on and on and on. But Miz did is when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut, and Paul Heyman just looked at him and shut his mouth, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Somebody actually shut Heyman up.
It worked.
Because he was getting to the point with me. Heyman was. This is a little segue here.
Uh-huh.
Heyman was that he was, that nerve in your back, that the sound of his voice was making that's that nerve in my back to make my legs twitch.
Uh-huh.
Heyman was doing that to me for a while. Just the sound of his voice would make my legs twitch.
What did you think of Heyman shutting down the marriage proposal the other day?
Oh, the best.
I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
I thought that was so good. I almost think it was planted. That's how good I think it was.
It was, yeah, really good, yeah.
Like, she's only with you because she hasn't been near a beast like Brock Lesnar. Come on, man. Here's the thing, though. I was waiting for someone to ask this, so thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know why that was great?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was spontaneous, which
Yes.
is one thing this company doesn't do.
Absolutely.
This company doesn't do anything that isn't super scripted or super worked. It was and look what happens when stuff is spontaneous.
Right. It's one of my biggest complaints with WWE. For all the talk about grabbing the brass ring, to me, you have to leave more room in promos for guys to express
100%.
themselves. And yes, some guys are going to fail when they try it, but some guys are going to succeed to a degree you haven't seen them yet. And
I mean that whole marriage proposal shutdown. I mean, that was the shoot of all. That's the shoot of the year.
That was great. I loved it.
You might want to put that on your ballot.
Really good.
Yeah, I may have to. But
shoot
yeah, that
promo
was
of the year. Paul Heyman shutting down a marriage proposal.
There is a spot for best. There is a spot for best on promos, so that may have dropped Heyman at the top of my ballot. And
that may have jumped.
What is this guy doing? And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? The hell with it. I'm putting. You know what the best part about that shoot was too? Yeah. Not only was it a shoot, but it put over Brock too. At the same time.
Yeah, it did.
It did its job. It put over Brock. It wasn't just shooting on a guy for the sake of shooting.
I mean, did you see Brock crack the hell up?
Yeah, he was telling Heyman what was going on. Yeah.
He was going. What was going on?
Spontaneous.
Suddenly, just laughed.
Spontaneous.
I feel like he had to tell Heyman what was happening.
So do
'cause
I.
I don't think Heyman was actually aware of
Spontaneous
what was going on.
The whole she said, and he's looking around and he tells us, I think if you read it, there's someone just proposed marriage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all. And all of a sudden, that evil glint came into Paul's eyes. He's like, "I'm going to fix your ass."
You know what? And then Paul Heyman and Takers, you're an old soul like me. That's straight out of Paulie Dangerously is where that promo came from.
It is.
I almost expected him to have the giant cell phone.
I was waiting for that to come out of his pocket when I saw it. I'm like, Paulie, where the hell you been?
Yeah, that's Paulie Dangerously. That's not Paul Heyman, the advocate. That's Paulie Dangerously, the yuppie. Yep, yuppie. That's exactly where that came from. I loved it. I loved it. My dad loved it. My dad was texting me. We all loved it. It was great. Yeah. Spontaneous and unscripted is exactly what this company needs. It's like a breath of fresh air.
All right.
Give the wrestlers bullet points that they need to cover, but let the wrestlers just talk.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember when, but I've seen Takers, you know this. When Ric Flair came to your town, it was just, hey, Rick, you're fighting Dusty Rhodes. Go talk. And he made it work. Or when Harley Race came to town, it was, hey, Harley, you're fighting Bruiser Brody. Go make it work. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need the and they use this terminology. Championship opportunity. Each and every one of you. You know?
The Hell in a Cell structure.
Yeah.
The demon structure, Hell in a Cell.
They don't talk like normal people. And I talked about this earlier in the show. None of these guys are authentic.
You know what? This is going back a couple of years, but I'm sure you all remember. It's like I was never a fan of Ryback, but him in particular, when he would give his I'm reading off the cue card promos or whatever, it was so bad. And it's not a knock on him necessarily. It's just like it was just obvious he was reading someone else's material, and it's just like, it's so bad.
Knock on him more.
Hey, I'm not a fan of Ryback. I'm shit on him all night long.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing there.
Go on. No, go on.
Oh, yeah, I think my favorite thing is I was just gonna say, I loved hearing Undertaker talk about the ultimate thrill ride.
Yeah.
WrestleMania. It was like
I forgot about that.
I totally skipped the whole thing. I totally skipped the whole thing because I cannot believe Undertaker actually had the gall to say the ultimate.
All I want is authentic.
That was just hilarious. It just
I know I'm
reminded me
asking
of
for a
when.
lot. I know I'm asking for a lot, and I know this is me being stupid. You know, I should know better.
No.
All I want is authentic. That's it. All I want is authenticity.
Okay,
And I'm not getting any authenticity in a company where you have 30 writers scripting everything.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. What made you guys got attracted to the wrestling business in the first place?
The characters.
Yep.
And why
Yeah.
are the characters
I would
attracted to
say
you?
that.
Because they were just cool. They were cool, and I mean, I grew up watching this. I mean, I watched wrestling with my dad when I was a little curtain jerker. You know,
Mhm.
we would hang out and watch. We would hang out and watch WCW Saturday nights, you know, or whatever, and it was great. And it was just I wanted to see these circus acts
Mhm.
beat the crap out of people and talk
Yeah,
about
okay.
it. And like talking brings you into it.
Yes.
It's like
And
it's
why
like,
don't? Okay.
it's
Here's
like
the
the
thing.
one match of the week that I gave you, the steel cage match from Soldier
yeah.
Field.
Just
Yeah.
big
There's-
guys beating the crap out
Okay.
of each other. It was great.
Yeah. Okay. And wouldn't I be correct if I say that you guys are attracted to the wrestling business in the first place because of the characters and its authenticity?
Yes, you'd be 100% correct.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because
Because,
they were
yes.
larger than life.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were larger than life.
And it's
They
sorely
were-
missing from today's product.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they were at that point they were totally unscripted. They had the freedom to do whatever. They had the freedom to go wild with the characters. Basically,
Yes.
they had the freedom. They had the flexibility of changing their characters a little bit if it doesn't work. Nowadays, you have characters. Basically, what I see is that nowadays WWE has characters, which they slot in people. Okay, you're gonna play this character. You're gonna play this character. You're gonna play this character. Sure, it's gonna work because it only fits to a certain niche of characters, but on a whole, it doesn't really work because you feel like it's fake.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for you. The character doesn't work for you. So
Bailey doesn't work for me, but
Yeah,
Bailey
she does
is
not work for me.
geared towards the little girls.
To me, one of the big success stories in terms of allowing wrestlers to be creative themselves is the Fashion Police and everything they're doing. You know, it's like it's a little different from being out there with a live mic and everything, but still, they were basically not paid attention. Or the New Day actually is a better example. Probably their shit wasn't scripted, and they got over with a live mic and just being amazingly entertaining. So it's like you let these wrestlers do their own thing, and some of them are going to blow up and be amazing like that. You know.
Yeah.
The whole New Day shtick when they were heels, it got old fast.
They were like the gospel, whatever.
Right, it was really bad.
Started. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, and then when they got to be themselves, it was amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get
And I wonder how many other people are like that in this company who, if you just give them the chance to just express their own creativity, can go somewhere.
I'm sure Roman, if he's
A lot
allowed,
of people like that.
I'm sure there's a lot.
I'm sure if Roman
Yeah.
was allowed to do it, he could do it. Becky could do it. Bailey probably could. Sasha, we know, could cut a hell of a promo now.
It just
But
seems
there's
like
one
opportunity.
little 5 foot tall person that I think if she was cut loose to let her be herself and cut promos the way she wants to, Alexa Bliss would be dynamite.
See, I disagree with that. I don't think Alexa is good in the spontaneous stuff. I think she's great at delivering the content they give her. Because the few times she's been on Talking Smack, it hasn't been great. Or it's been all spontaneous. And the few times she's had, but when she does the back and forth in the ring, which is scripted, she's awesome at it.
Okay,
I'm not diminishing her for either. By the way, that's a talent.
Okay, let's put dollars to thumbtacks here and say one of the greatest promos that ever was on Talking Smack was Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, absolutely. But then when he wasn't cutting that stupid racism bullshit. When he was just being Jinder Mahal.
The
you're
script
right.
they gave him for the ring was garbage.
Absolutely.
They turn around and he gets on Talking Smack and he cuts a legit promo from his own thoughts. Holy shit, that man could talk.
Yeah, he was pretty funny if I remember right. Like I think he was talking about Gronk or whatever, and he said that he got a drink thrown in his face because he was thirsty or something. That was pretty funny, I thought.
Absolutely.
He's good, yeah. Some good improv.
Yeah, his improv timing.
Yeah, that was one thing about Talking Smack.
Pete Talking Smack.
Yeah, I miss that.
Taken from us too soon.
I mean, yeah, I think the general consensus that we can all agree on is that we just wanted to see a lot more originality and a lot more authenticity back
Yes.
again with all of these people.
Yes.
I mean,
So,
Yeah.
what's next? Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
yeah, the more authentic a character is, the more invested you can become behind these characters that you want to love.
And that's one reason why a lot of heels are better. The heels are better because they're allowed to be more authentic and true to themselves. There has to be some belief of the shit they're trying to sell, the character they're trying to sell. They have to believe in it somewhat, so they have to draw more from themselves. That's why I keep saying, Bailey, it's time for you to turn heel and just cut loose.
She was a great heel on the Indies. She's got it in her.
She was.
Oh, I know she does.
So I don't see why not. But whatever. We're pissing into the wind at this point, gentlemen. We all know better. This company's gonna script everything, every word, every camera shot, every move.
And
It's
the
just,
problem, the biggest reason behind that is advertisers.
absolutely whatever it is. It's just because that's how they want. They want to micromanage because they don't like that they're wrestling promoters, and they never have.
One of the greatest promos I ever saw, and this is no shit, was a DX promo that they cut on USA Network.
Yeah, with the profanity bleeped out.
Yes, that is classic. I sit there when I'm in a real down mood. I go find it on the network and watch it. I'll sit there and laugh until I'm crying because it's so goddamn funny.
This one, remind me again. This one with Shawn Michaels ending. I was up all night.
Yes, that's the same one. I was up all night.
No,
Okay. I love that.
but I mean, at this point, we're railing against nothing. But all right, boys, what's next?
Okay. Considering that you guys actually touched about Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, let's go with that, shall we?
Sure.
Okay. Considering Brock Lesnar had a few bits of laughter with Paul Heyman when they were interrupted by a marriage proposal, and then which prompted actually Daniel Bryan to come out and just cut a promo alongside AJ Styles with him actually adding, going, okay, I'm not like Brock because I can actually talk, and cuts a good promo on his own. So okay. How big? Okay. Biggest question: how invested are you in this match now that AJ Styles is in it?
5 million times more.
I am a lot more.
500 million times more.
Yeah, way more. I still think Styles is getting beat, and I'm a little worried that Brock won't sell for him like he did for Dean and a little bit for Braun, but I don't know. He could maybe. I think Jinder runs in, and it's kind of dumb at the end, but I don't know. I'm excited for this one.
If Jinder runs in, he gets F5 before AJ Styles does, just for shits and giggles.
Well, I'm hoping the Singh Bros run in because I want to see Brock German suplex one of them from one side of the ring.
Well, remember when he did it to J&J Security?
Oh,
At the Rumble? At the same time?
God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The double Germans.
Germans.
I love Brock. I love Brock. He's one of my favorite. You know why? Because he brings a totally different feel to the table because his matches feel like special attractions.
Because he
His
is built
matches
up as a
aren't
special
WWE.
attractor.
Exactly. It's almost like people talked about Andre back in the day. Structure-wise, his matches break the usual formula and they add to that big fight feel.
Yes.
I like that he's kept rare. I like that he fights 6-7 times a year. You know, and if we get the Brock who gives a damn, like he did against Samoa Joe, where he gave Joe a fortune, and remember he let Joe put him through a table before the match started, and then he was. When he wants to be, the problem is when he wants to be, he's one of the best. The problem is I don't know if he wants to be, but I guarantee you he did not want to be against Jinder Mahal. Against AJ, maybe he wants to be, and this could be 8 minutes of just two guys beating the hell out of each other. You know?
Oh, God, yeah.
Like why wouldn't this be a great? If Brock cares, you know AJ cares.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know AJ's gonna bump his ass off, and you know this is gonna be a spectacle, and you know it's gonna be. I mean, it's going to be awesome if Brock gives a damn because when he wants to be, Brock's one of the best sellers in the business.
We saw that. We saw that at the WrestleMania match in San Jose with him and Roman.
Absolutely, and we saw it again.
Brock was selling his ass off.
He was selling his, and when he wants to, you know why? Because, and I think I figured this out, and then I'm going to cede the floor. Brock is a great seller because he's been in real fights, and he knows what happens when you get in a real fight and how you quote sell in a real fight. He's not doing the Kenny Omega over-the-top facial expressions. He's not doing the Hiroshi Tanahashi a flag. He's not doing, and I love both those guys. But if he's selling like you would sell if somebody actually punches you in the face, because it's authentic, and we tie back to that.
Well,
but
here's
if Brock cares, this could be a incredible match.
Well, here's the one thing I can say is that Brock has been known to be very stiff with people.
Yep.
Which is great. He was stiff as hell with Roman, and it was awesome.
And Roman
and
was
vice versa.
And Roman, that's it. If Brock stiffs you, is stiff in a match with you, and you turn around and give it right back to him, he's going to work with you. He's going to sell. He's going to do
absolutely.
He's going to do what he needs. He's going to do what he has to do to make you look good. But in the end, I'm still going to beat your ass. But you're going to look good losing.
Right. Yep. You know what? He's Andre. He's Bruiser Brody, Taker's minion. You remember Bruiser Brody? Special attraction. He was.
Yeah, that man. You could beat if you. Some of the greatest matches that Bruiser Brody had were against Abdullah the Butcher, for Christ's
because they were stiff as hell.
Oh God!
Or against Carlito's dad, Carlos Colon.
Carlos Colon was a great stiff worker.
Exactly. If you were stiff, with Brock, he'll be stiff right back.
I can't wait to see Nakamura against Brock because we know Nakamura is going to be stiff with him because they've already done it over in New Japan.
Let's hope so. Let's hope it's better than the first time in New Japan because that match was no damn good.
Yeah,
so
that's what I heard.
All right, gentlemen. What do you got? What do you got for this match? I talked for a while. Let someone else talk.
I think this could be a good match if Brock work with AJ, because I think some of the because Brock's matches nowadays, I'm not really a fan of Brock, but I think when he is on, he can be pretty good. But I think Brock nowadays really only does like suplexes a million times, 1F5 done, and those are typically like the worst Brock matches, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Brock is willing.
Go ahead.
Is willing to put in the work because AJ is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. There's no dispute on that at all. So I think these two could have a good match together. As far as the finish goes, who wins? Brock is definitely winning here. I think AJ is going to be protected somehow because they put a lot of time and effort into him. He's definitely one of the top stars, period. Not just on SmackDown, in the entire company. So I cannot see them having AJ lose clean. Maybe Jinder does a run-in. Maybe, AJ out of more than 1F5. I don't think that's going to happen because I think they want to save that for Roman.
They're saving the F5 kick-out spot for Roman, just like they saved the jackhammer kick-out spot for Brock at WrestleMania, and everyone lost their damn minds.
Yeah. So, okay. On a serious note, guys, I just saw that this just came up on Yahoo. Those of you that are into heavy metal or hard rock, AC/DC co-founder and guitarist Malcolm Young has passed away. He was 64 years old. He was battling dementia, so we need to take a moment of silence for that.
Yeah, he was one of the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
My condolences to his family. Our condolences to his family.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah, that's a big downer to throw on everybody, but I'm sorry. I liked AC/DC myself.
Oh yeah, same here.
Yeah,
of course they do.
Very unfortunate.
Who doesn't grow up with AC/DC? Which one of us here has not grown up with AC/DC? So. Anyway,
I was just listening to the
silence speaks volumes.
The silence speaks volumes. Okay, never mind. Let's hit the hammer
Brock's
back
winning
again.
this match. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, we're really sure.
I think Brock's winning.
Kane, Jomo.
Yeah,
Anything?
I think.
Brock.
Pretty sure Brock's going to win. I think the 1F5 thing is a real thing, and it's going to keep the match from being great. Like it'll probably be a good match. It could, of course, it could be an amazing match of the year type of a match. But I think you probably need AJ to kick out of an F5 for it to reach that level.
I think you're right.
And so I don't think it's going to reach that level. I'm curious, and I'm sorry. I know I'm always talking about stupid time and everything, but I'm curious if this match. Daniel Bryan built this up as once it goes long, Brock is going to be worn out. Bryan cut an amazing promo, just ripping Lesnar apart basically for being a quitter, and he can't last.
Well, he also cut a promo on Frank Mir for the half-ass knee bar.
right. So, like, I'm very curious. Like, are they actually? Is all of that just so that Brock doesn't have to go to 10 minutes and he's going to beat AJ under 10 minutes? So, you don't know if it would have got to that point. Or are they going to have him? I think the better story is to have it go longer, have it go 15 minutes, or whatever, or even closer to 20, and then have Brock persevere and still show that, see, I'm the fucking man, But I hope they let it go longer than 10 minutes. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Kane, how long did that match go at WrestleMania between him and Roman? That was almost 25 minutes, wasn't it?
I want to say it was like 17 or 18 minutes, something like that.
Let's find out. Was it WrestleMania 31, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
WrestleMania
31.
31.
Yeah,
30
like
was
17.
the Daniel Bryan one. So this is 31. Scroll down. Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns 1640.
Okay.
Proof you don't need 45 minutes to have a great match, guys.
Right.
Because that match was unbelievable, and it was really 15 minutes long because Seth Rollins ran in at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
It didn't seem like it seemed longer. For Christ's sake.
the longest match of that night, I think, was Sting and Triple H.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It actually.
Yeah, but that match had all the run-ins, so at least that made a little sense,
It's
By the way,
Triple H
that
match.
WrestleMania-
For a Triple
that
H match at WrestleMania, 18 minutes or whatever it was, is kind of short.
Yeah. That WrestleMania was really good now that I'm looking back at it.
Yeah, well, the best
Yeah.
the thing I think is still the best segment on that WrestleMania show was Ronda Rousey or Rock getting told to
that
leave the
took
ring and
forever.
bringing
I
Ronda in
forgot
there,
about that.
and Ronda hip
Coming
tossing
in.
and hip tossing Triple H, and then putting a quasi armbar on Steph. That was just
What
beautiful.
That was great.
You know what? Speaking of, segue. If we get an analogy, wow, speak George. If we get an analogy, an analog to Brock CM Punk from SummerSlam maybe 4 or 5 years ago in this AJ match, we could be. But that was Suplex City Brock. I don't know who said it, but someone said that it was that all Brock does these days now is just Suplex.
In order for Brock to put on this 15 to 20 minute match, he needs to do more. More of his arsenal. So
Yes.
Yeah. Back to the strikes, the elbows.
right, he can definitely do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically down to whether Brock Lesnar would want to go to work with AJ Styles.
Yeah,
or not,
you're right.
Which I'm hoping they do. Because considering that AJ Styles is one of these guys who actually can milk the heck out of anyone. I mean, he actually milked the heck out of Jinder Mahal, and Jinder Mahal probably gave his best.
You got a 4-star match out of Jinder Mahal who's garbage. So
Yes.
AJ's talent is not in dispute here.
No. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he made Jinder look like $1 million champion, and he wasn't really. I watched that match. He made Jinder look real good, real damn good.
He did. AJ Styles did. He did cut promo where he actually feels like he is the underdog, but that's okay because he himself to be the phenomenal one, so he doesn't need to prove
Here's
himself.
a little bit of a nitpick or like a very minor thing I want to ask you guys about. AJ Styles lost clean to the Demon Finn Balor in a pay-per-view a month or so ago. Do you think if WWE could have a redo, does that affect his? I mean, do you think that matters at all? Like that?
No, I don't, and let me tell you why. Because I thought that was non-canon, basically, because of the sicknesses. Like, you know how you play a video game and there's the canon ending and the non-canon ending?
Yeah,
I thought that was like the non-canon ending. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was...
So basically, here's the thing. It's just another result from an alternate universe where you had to accept it, but it's an alternate universe.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if the bad guys win in the video game, you know?
Yeah.
I'll say this. That AJ Finn Balor Demon match was, my opinion on that one was a match of the night because
easily.
there was just so much. They did so much in such a short time, and if you looked at how the coup de grace was done, AJ Styles grabbed his ankles and held him there.
Yeah. He laid it in.
Let him go.
It was a thing of beauty.
It looked like he stuck the landing, and it was beautifully done.
Good point.
And AJ sold his ass off.
Of course he did. He's AJ. He's the best in the world. Can
Can
you imagine how great his year would have been? We're doing the show Observer ballot, and one of the categories is most outstanding wrestler. And the only reason AJ isn't on my ballot is because he wasted 4 months with Kevin Owens.
There you go. Yeah.
Because the first half of his year was unbelievable. The second half of his year was less unbelievable because he was wandering the wilderness with Chinlock Owens.
Yeah.
Like,
What did he do to piss off?
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
This is the reason why George got blocked by Kevin Owens, or probably no. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But like he had an awesome year. I just wish there had been more of it. I just wish we'd gotten more AJ. I wish we had the real U.S. Open challenge, not whatever BS they had.
Now.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
I think what disappoints me more is that we didn't get the prime AJ Styles rather than the AJ Styles we have now. It's not that the AJ Styles we have now is a bad thing altogether. It's that I love to see him when he was in his prime, right? In the biggest stage of them all. Because watching,
instead of being,
remembering his matches back in TNA when he was just building himself up and suddenly becoming the phenomenal one. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
he got
so
a good
wasted.
match out of Abyss. Like
Yeah.
Abyss is like a shit Kane, and I mean, if you're putting on good matches with him,
Abyss was washed up 10 years ago.
yeah.
He still looks washed up now, but
Yeah.
I digress on that one. But yes,
I don't call him Abyss. I call him ab shit.
I don't blame you. He's not good. He's no good.
Or I can call him abscess. You know, like the abscess tooth.
Never mind. Anyways, I think all of you
I like Abyss.
You like Abyss.
I like Abyss with a decay.
Oh, yeah,
the
with
Kane
Crazy
was
Steve
fun.
and
That's about it.
Rosemary. Yeah, that was a good gimmick.
That was a good gimmick. DK
Sorry
Abyss
for
was
the
a good gimmick. It's okay. DK Abyss was a good gimmick. Abyss?
Not so much.
No.
You know
Not
what?
so much.
I've
He looks like a cross. He looks like a cross between if you marry Mankind and Kane, they have a son.
Yep.
Oh God. Oh God.
I've only watched
I like
my
Jim
entire
Mitchell
life
as
like
his manager.
Why you want to wish that on Mick Foley?
What?
Mick,
I'm just saying.
Why would you want to insult Mick like that? NDS? Does he
He's been through enough, man. Have a heart.
You better lock your door. You know, Mick Foley is well
Yes, the man's got
respected
a
over there.
family.
The man has a family. Okay, fine. Okay,
No,
fine.
I would say have Bray and Kane get married and have a kid. That's when you have Abyss.
Have some mercy on Bray Wyatt, considering that he's.
Well, he's the one that
Also
was going to
family.
dress and drag. Remember?
His mama's
Fair
pantyhose
enough.
on his head.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Do you think Sister Abigail could be the SmackDown mystery partner?
Oh, man.
Oh God!
Oh, God.
Holy shit.
Interesting idea.
Wow,
Interesting
Kane, where the hell
idea.
did that come from?
And then Asuka just squashes Sister Abigail right on the screen.
God, I hope so.
What demented corner of your brain did that come from?
Hey,
Kane?
look, I just read a rumor that Vince McMahon wants to, do Charlotte versus transgender Ellsworth. So I don't know. I'm not ruling anything out.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
George,
Oh man.
did you know that the plan for James Ellsworth was initially to change him into a full woman and fight Charlotte
For the women's title at
for the
Mania.
women's title at Mania?
Oh, God.
Literally,
God.
actually telling
Hold
James
on, hold
Ellsworth
on.
to get.
I will get it. I will pull it up here. Just a second.
You go do that. Well, the storyline is being that before James Ellsworth was doing it.
From today's rumor roundup on CSS.
Mhm.
Okay. According to James McKenna on Wrestling Sheet Radio, at one point WWE had the idea of doing Charlotte versus James Ellsworth for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. What's more, they were apparently going to get there by having Ellsworth become transgender.
Oh, God.
man.
No.
You're gonna-
No.
George, calm down. Calm down, George.
That's a bad
George, it's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
calm. I'm just saying that's a terrible idea.
Ellsworth's been future endeavored, so we don't have to worry about seeing that.
Hey, you know what? Real quick, props to James Ellsworth for turning a 5-second promo in a squash match into a year career with the company.
Yeah.
Good on you, man. Good on you.
Yeah.
He made his.
Still-
It turns out he's way more valuable.
And you know who we got? To
Way
thank?
more valuable than anyone ever.
Absolutely.
And
you know
who
what?
we got-
And,
you know
and
who
here,
we got to
tying it
thank
back
for
to it,
getting over?
it was spontaneous.
Yeah, and who do we have to
guarantee you
thank?
Vince did not script him to say any man with two hands can, you know what I mean?
Any man with 2 hands has a chance.
That's and,
You know, and the thing is this: we have to thank one person in particular for getting Ellsworth even on TV.
Braun.
That's AJ Styles.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, AJ Styles. Yeah, sure. Because
Yeah.
that's the
because
start
AJ Styles is my own personal Jesus.
he already has the
Reach
hair.
out and touch
He already
fate.
Yeah,
I was hoping someone would say that.
That is some luxurious hair.
He has mom hair and then
Uh,
beautiful mom hair in that position.
Beautiful. It's just I just want to like rub my hands through it. You know, it's so that hair is just so.
Yo, Chris, let's keep the George. Ooh, wow.
Wait,
I
are
don't
we
know
gonna
names.
rehash the story the show Two Guys One Show where you guys got mixed with each other? This is Chris who is now George and then George who's now Chris. We're gonna rehash that episode now.
Chris is way too calm, or Chris is not calm enough to be me. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
what
Okay.
thoughts on this match besides me marking out over AJ's hair?
Yeah, I wonder what kind of conditioner he uses.
I want him.
Yes,
How
man.
about him versus Roman hair? How about him versus Roman hair versus hair? That'll be something. Forget the belt. How about
George?
hair versus hair.
George, enough.
Oh God,
You're
let's not.
No, I'm serious.
You're gonna pull the male side, the male dominated side who loves AJ Styles' curly, luscious hair, or probably certain other women, as well as the other women who's going to be backing up against Roman Reigns' luscious hair.
Telling you, it'll be the most heat on any match they've had in years. Hair versus hair.
And you know
Or is
what?
that like-
And you know what?
The mask versus hair match you talked about.
Yeah, exactly. We had
That
match
was Eddie
versus hair.
Guerrero and who else was it?
Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr.
Yeah, cutting each other's hair.
Cutting each other's hair off and crying was like the wrestling is really easy, guys. It's not difficult.
I mean, okay, but here's the biggest thing that would happen if they want to do Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles with a hair and hair match. They're gonna print money on that one anyways.
Oh God, they would.
Why wouldn't they?
I mean,
We don't see. That's the thing, though. We don't see wrestling with wagers too much anymore.
No stakes.
Not really.
no stakes.
No stakes,
No
guys.
beef.
Oh,
No
oh,
beef.
Hey,
No
man,
stakes.
I don't know about you guys. I remember a Kiss Me Arse match. Those were stakes.
Oh, kiss me upper thigh
No.
match. Yeah.
Those are very bad steaks, though.
Those are very
Those were-
overcooked.
Why
steaks
did
covered
why
in
did you have to
ketchup.
remind me of that?
Yeah,
the Kiss Me Arse match was a match that should have stayed dead from any attitude era. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was.
It so much reminded me of the Kiss My Ass Club
Yeah.
that Vince was doing.
Yeah. I hate it.
Steven Regal put goddamn chapstick on his lips. I was like, oh.
Oh.
How about the time?
Thank you.
We saw Steven Regal's bare ass and dick on a pay per view?
Oh,
Oh,
thank you
don't
so
remind
much,
me.
guys.
Yo,
Thank
when did
you
that
so much,
happen?
guys, for
It was in
reminding
a
me.
pay per view in like 06, and
Yeah,
it
but
was,
you won't see it now because it's been edited out.
thankfully I don't need to see little Steven Regal. It was a pay per view in 06, and they were supposed to just show his ass, but the towel slipped, and you got the full Monty.
Thank you so
And
much.
it was
for reminding
not what we would call winning strategy, you know.
me.
Not a way to
Okay.
influence hearts and minds. No.
No. So,
No,
all right, what's
not
next?
Anyways,
Oh,
okay,
what's
my
considering
match of the
fact
night. Let's talk about my match of the night, and that's the Bar versus the Usos.
okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think this legitimately could be. If you give these guys enough time, I think this could be a match of the night. And you know what? Low key, WWE's tag team wrestling has been unbelievable this year.
I agree.
The Shield has been
I agree.
great.
I agree.
The Usos, the New Day.
I think here's the thing, though. George. Usos and the New Day has been incredible for the past 4 or 5 months, probably even longer than that. No, not 4 or 5 months, 4 or 5 years.
Absolutely, it's been great.
Since they ever laid hands on each other against the tag team champions on SmackDown, they have been incredible. Of course, at the expense of the other tag team division, but these two are propping it up for SmackDown. And Raw is just starting to catch up when they reunited the Shield back again. with, of course, before that, with Rollins and Ambrose winning the titles off from, what was it against Cesaro and Sheamus?
Cesaro and Sheamus, yeah.
Yeah. And they are starting, and Raw is starting to do the same process that SmackDown had did with the Usos and the New Day. Just this time, they're just using the Bar and Rollins and Ambrose for that matter. So, yeah. I agree with that.
This match could be my match of the night if these guys are given enough time, because all four of these guys are great at what they do, and they're all flying high right now.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that there was a rumor a day or two ago that the Survivor Series main card might go 5 hours long, and immediately I'm thinking, please give it to AJ and give it to the Usos in the Bar, because
wait a minute, there's another match on that card that's going to be pretty good too.
Oh, sure. But you know what? New Day and Shield are going to get their time, I think,
and it's going to be great.
Yeah,
I think if there's a time crunch
in this match,
the Bar and
the Usos.
Usos, yeah. The Usos have been on a roll with getting great message out of anybody they work with.
You know what was a really cool thing they did with the Usos the other day was that during the Raw invasion, they had the Usos storm the ring, and then Roman Reigns is in there. And it was only
it was
only for a second or two, but there was that there was no contact there, which was pretty cool.
That's it. Keep the continuity going, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Keep the continuity. They're just, you and I are brothers, even though we're on different sides. No, we're not gonna fight, and then deviate off from another target altogether. But hey, yeah, I love that kind of small.
Yep, little details. Always.
Little stuff matters.
You were saying something earlier, Kurt Jugger, not to backtrack a little bit, but something that caught my attention when it came to Brock. Brock is the way they're using him. It's no different than when, let's say, Ric Flair or Vern Gagne, for that matter, came to town.
Exactly. He's the special attraction.
Exactly. That's it.
When Flair came to town to fight the Von Erichs or whomever, your local champion, it was a special attraction.
Exactly.
It's a great comparison.
Championship prices. Every ticket up $1.
Or whatever it is, Wrestling's not difficult.
No.
I say that all the time. It's not hard. But this Bar match could be unbelievable. I am thoroughly excited for it.
But anyway, yes, this Bar match, if they're given 15 minutes or more, it's going to be awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything less than that, it's going to be like, is that it?
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't get shit done.
Yep.
Shit didn't happen that we were expecting.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I think this would be my easy pick for match of the night if New Day and Shield wasn't happening. I think this, if given enough time, it might even reach match of the year contender.
Absolutely. I think the ceiling is that high for this match. I think you're right.
Yep, the Usos are just on fire right now, and I really wanted the Shield versus the Usos, but I'll take this too, because the Bar are really, really good, and we got a preview of this last year when weren't these two the last two teams for the tag team?
I believe that is the case.
That is the case.
Yeah, I remember when they were going. I think right as soon as the Usos eliminated whoever it was, the New Day. I think before that it was just. I don't want to say balls to the walls action. That's pretty much what it was.
It was balls to the walls action.
I don't know. I'm very excited for this one.
I could see it being a match of the night, but like I said, there's, this card is loaded.
This card is loaded. I mean, this card. There's one, maybe two matches that aren't going to be, at least that are not going to deliver.
One of them is already going to be The Miz and Baron Corbin,
and the other one is, if possible, is the women's singles match.
Yeah,
and it's contingent. If Alexa has good chemistry with Charlotte, the match could be great. Mm-hmm. If Alexa doesn't have good chemistry with Charlotte,
I have to say this to you, George. I'm going to say this to you. I went back and looked up NXT matches with those two that were on, and I'll tell you, they were pretty goddamn good.
Well, then I'm excited. I hope you're right.
Because here's the thing, though.
I think it has potential.
But it has potential. That match
I think it has the highest. I think it has the highest potential to be a bust, though, as well.
I agree.
I think the variance in this match is very high.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Miz Corbin's match will probably be the worst. But there's a scenario where Charlotte's match with Alexa ends up the worst match of the night.
Yeah, where it's just a cluster.
Right. It's possible.
It's possible.
Well, there's a statement that Alexa made just recently that she's beaten all three of the four horsewomen of WWE already. Why not add the fourth?
That's true.
So right there is telling me that they might be booking Alexa to win somehow. Even though, Charlotte's 5'10"?
Yeah, and
Yeah, she's
outweighs
5'10".
her by 40, 50 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
Do you think?
outweighs it.
Do you
it's
think
like I talked
Carmella?
it's like I talked about with NXT. It's very hard for me to take Adam Cole seriously when he's 5'6". Like, it's very hard for me to take Alexa Bliss
Exactly.
It's very hard for me to take Alexa Bliss seriously as the heel. Like, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte's selling for Alexa Bliss is going to just look so weird to me.
Yeah, because Alexa's only 5 foot tall, and
And
maybe 90, maybe 100 pounds soaking wet.
It's going to be tough, you know? So,
I think Carmella may cash in during this. That's what I'm thinking.
okay.
Okay.
On who?
I could see that happening.
On who?
Obviously,
Actually,
Charlotte
cash-
considering.
Does she cash in on...
You know what? I'm sure they could change the rules if they want to.
You're right.
They will.
I'd
too.
like to see her cash in on. I'd like to see her cash in on Alexa. Well,
There you go.
Charlotte's got her in the figure 8. Charlotte wins. The same thing. You know, she's tapping out, and then they get a 3 count for Carmella. Carmella goes to Raw. See you later. Bye. Go be with your boyfriend.
Sure.
Ooh,
Why not?
interesting. Why not?
Freshen everything up. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it would.
here's the thing though. Alexa Bliss versus Natalya wasn't really that good, but the reintroduction of Charlotte Flair is kind of sort of turned it like Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles now. So
Yes.
it increases a little bit more interest in this match.
yeah,
so-
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
a lot more invested in this match than I was before.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You're not as invested in this match, MetalMatt, as one little gentleman from the Philippines.
stars. Oh, come on.
Stars, 3 stars.
Yeah,
If Alexa were to lose her title, I think he'd be heartbroken.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think so.
I mean, nothing better than connecting with someone, right?
Yeah,
Nothing
Yeah.
better. Nothing better.
I haven't found
just
anybody.
happy,
I haven't found anybody to replace Undertaker yet.
No.
Nah.
Nope.
No.
George, I haven't told you the story, and Kane, you don't know this either. I cried for like 3-4 days after that match with Roman.
Yeah.
I heard.
It was the end of an era.
Yeah, I grew up watching him from the day he was Texas Red, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, no, it was the end of an era, my friend.
Yes, it was.
I mean, okay.
So, is that
Quiet
it? Have we done everything?
The
Mm,
quiet says everything.
But yeah.
6-man tag, I
The
think.
sixth
is
man.
left.
Oh, the main event. Well, kind of the main event.
Kind of. Well, we're not really gonna go which one. Probably we're gonna go quickly on which match is gonna go first, which is gonna go last after.
Oh,
this.
good
Okay.
idea.
But let's touch up on the last.
I think
match.
one of the Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I think one of the
six-man tag
Survivor Series matches will go first.
Okay, here's the thing. Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins versus Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. Gonna blow the roof off, I guess.
Yeah. This
To
should
put it lightly.
be- This match should be really great. Breaking
this should be
news. This
fantastic.
match should be really great.
Absolutely.
if they're given the time.
Oh, they'll
That's-
get the time.
They'll get the time.
They'll get the
Yeah, that's important.
God, I'd
here's
love
the-
to see them get 20 minutes. If they get 20 minutes, they'll rip the house down.
Taker's the golden child is in this match. They're going to do
Yep.
everything they
All
can to make
paths-
Roman look good. All roads lead
paths-
to Roman.
All paths lead to Roman.
The golden child is in this. Notice who got the talk back against Stephanie McMahon. One Dean Ambrose.
Mhm.
One Seth Rollins. You know what I'm saying? They're
Roman.
pulling out all the stops
Damn.
Yeah,
for
he.
this guy.
I mean,
And-
Kofi's
and
not
for-
going to have a bit of trouble in paradise clean over Roman. You mean that's not
No.
going to happen?
Oh,
No, and the thing about it was is that normally, if you know, and you're right, George, you're absolutely right. Stephanie normally emasculates every
With
guy
Roman,
that
though,
she
you know?
she didn't say a word to Roman. She just looked at him. Her eyes got big. Roman, and then what even made it better was Seth and Dee just started laughing.
Yep, exactly.
well, here's the thing. though.
My favorite part of that was Seth looking at Roman like, "Stop talking." I put her through a table. Stop talking. Like,
Please remember as well. Roman Reigns did actually spear Stephanie out of Euphoria.
oh, she took that bump like a champ. I'll never knock her for that. I mean,
She looked like she loved it.
she had
she
go
looked
away
like
heat.
she-
Well, you know,
She looked
She
like she had a
go away heat.
freaking orgasm
she
afterwards.
had go away heat. She had go away heat with me, but I'll never condemn her for that. She took that
No.
like a champ.
No, like I said, George, she looked
Yeah.
like she'd had a freaking orgasm right as she got
Well,
hit.
you know, I mean, Triple H, been on the gas for 30 years like he has. Maybe there's some side effects. Just saying. I mean,
He's just saying.
Wow. wow.
Somebody
I'm
went
wrong,
down,
that is
right.
that is George,
okay.
and he lives in Chicago.
If I'm wrong, tell me. I'm just saying.
Triple H, if you want to kill him,
Yeah.
he's in Chicago. He's not in Iowa.
Come on down.
Yeah, definitely don't come to Iowa looking for him trips.
Not in Iowa.
But I'm a long time Triple H guy. But let's call a spade a spade, right?
Okay.
No, this match should be unbelievable. And this match should be. You know what the theme of this show is? Actually, the theme of this show is chaotic.
Yep.
All the matches on this show are chaotic.
Mhm.
So.
I mean,
they've had.
Is that fair? Everything is chaotic.
Yeah. I think
Well,
so.
the last 2 years,
Yeah.
Survivor Series, both Survivor Series shows over the last 2 years sucked ass. Both of them did.
Yeah.
The last two have actually absolutely
last
sucked.
year, the men's Survivor Series match was awesome, and the Goldberg Brock Lesnar match was just so, because it was so unexpected. I think it was pretty great.
yeah.
So I don't remember the rest of the card. So you may be right. It may have been crappy.
I mean, the rest of the card was garbage because it just.
I don't remember the rest of the card. So
this
you
is funny.
very well could be right.
One thing a lot of people are trying to do is, okay, who's going to win the 7 brand matches on the show? Who's going to win 4? Who's going to win 3, etc. But we're looking back at last year. All we remember is who won the men's match, right? I'm sorry, that's not all we remember. I guess we
remember Goldberg, but I know what you're saying though.
But it's for the interbrand part of things, you have to think a little deeper to remember other things. And it's like, I think on this card, I could see a scenario where Raw wins like 5 or whatever matches, but they lose the men's match. Like, it just doesn't matter who wins those other matches. Like, does it really matter who wins Miz versus Baron Corbin?
I mean, here's the thing, though.
It absolutely doesn't.
As far as I'm concerned, that match between Wiley Corbin and
The Miz.
Thank you.
The Miz. Do I need to bring out the blue bucket for you?
No. They could do, and I'm gonna take the words of Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
They could both turn into dust and float away, and nobody would give a goddamn.
Yeah, you're right. When you speak the truth, you speak the truth, my friend.
But this card is great. There are 3 must-watch matches at
Absolutely.
least, and for some people there's more because I'm not even counting even Usos Bar, and that probably should be a must-watch match.
Usos Bar is going to be unbelievable.
Right. The 3 off the top of my head, I'm just going like based on star power and that kind of thing. Is like AJ Brock, the men's elimination match, and then the New Day Shield.
This could be
and then once you get past those 3, then you still have freaking Usos Bar in the women's elimination match, and it's like, wow, this card is stacked.
This could be a late contender for card of the year, for show of the year. If NXT is not, this one could easily be.
Yeah, it's amazing to think about that too, because just 3 weeks ago, this looked like complete and total shit when Jinder and Natty were still here.
Yeah.
You're right.
I was not looking forward to the show at all.
No, I wasn't.
And to think that 2 title changes made it all better. 2 title changes.
And to think putting the title on the best wrestler in the company makes a difference. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that changed it. Here's another thing that changed it. The sudden illness that hit the Raw locker room. Going into what was this?
Meningitis? TLC.
No,
TLC, yeah.
TLC, and it was the mumps. It wasn't meningitis, it was the mumps. But they had to change the card on the fly, and they saw the interest immediately.
Spike.
And Spike. They added AJ to the card.
Yep.
WWE saw something and went, oh, shit.
By Roman being out, Roman wasn't put in that men's elimination match, and I don't know if that was the original plan or not. I think perhaps it was likely. I don't know, but now we have the Shield doing their own separate thing outside of that match, and I think it's for the better because we're getting a New Day Shield match out of it, and then Bray Wyatt's not even on the card, which is probably for the better too. I mean, everyone has their own. There are some Bray fans out there, but it's for me, it's probably better for him to not be on the card.
Yeah,
no Bray, no Jinder on this card, guys.
And no Jinder.
I think it's safe to say they pulled the plug on the Jinder experiment. One show instead of 2. Jinder not even on the card. Him losing the belt on TV with no build. Well, I should say no build. They had the weak build. I think it's safe to say that the Jinder experiment is well and truly dead and gone.
Oh, I mean, it seems like it is, or at least I believe Meltzer was the one that reported that not only did the network stuff not change, he also didn't sell any merch. So
no, he didn't.
Here's the thing, though. He didn't. He's not in Raw in India because they had to cut shows.
Number 1. Number 2. The fans in it isn't really invested in Jinder anyways.
Yeah.
They're just invested in the product, not the person.
brand above all, right? We talk about that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and considering that you're talking to a completely different market than the United States. It's India. It's India, number one.
Okay.
You don't market your company based on one person who you think could attract the people there. And
Well-
that man was Jinder. So
Okay, all right. All right.
Yeah.
I've made this. I've said this before, but now I'm going to go into a editorial for a little bit about it. You know, yes, I was a supporter of Jinder in the beginning. However,
who doesn't?
he's not a person that can sell network subscriptions to the. Because over in India, and I work for a guy whose family is from India. He speaks the language, and basically what he told me, because he actually could, he understands Hindi. He doesn't speak it, but he understands it. Because there's two separate languages there. There's Hindi and Gujaratian. He speaks the latter. He speaks Gujaratian, but he can understand Hindi. And what Jinder was basically saying was a bunch of garbage. Okay, gibberish, throwing words together. And the only thing that made any sense was Raj Padaraj, which means King of Kings.
Triple H's gimmick. Gimmick infringement.
Yes.
Triple H needs to talk to Jinder Mahal a little bit later.
As I was saying, the average median salary for the working class over there is about $200 a month.
They're
Based
not
on
dropping.
American
They're not, and the tickets for this show are so expensive.
They're not going to drop the money to buy the tickets. They get the pay-per-views for free. They get Raw and SmackDown, and their biggest fan favorite over there is John Cena.
Yep, and Roman Reigns.
And Roman Reigns. Those are the two big ones over there. They don't like Jinder because A, he's not born there, and B, Punjabi is not a language. Punjabi is a
it's an ethnicity, I think.
It's an ethnicity.
Yeah.
it's a what's the word I'm looking for?
Is it a race? Do you want to go?
No, it's not a race.
It's a geographical area.
It's a geographical area. It's a province, is what I was looking for.
Province. There you go. Okay.
It's a province
I can
of
think of
India. And,
Yeah, I can agree with that.
they did it all
This
wrong.
from the beginning, and even more so. Forget all that. And you're not wrong. You're right. They wanted to make this great Indian superstar, so they made him a heel. Like
No.
Yeah,
That's-
that's not how that works.
forget anything else.
Ali got over as a heel here in the States. He didn't get over in India until he turned face. Because
Yeah.
his last name is Singh, okay? And if you read his Wikipedia page, he is a devout pacifist.
My kind of guy.
He does not like violence. And if you look at his matches after the whole evil, the hands where he would crush skulls, his matches were never really that violent after that.
I like Face Kali. Dancing into the
Kali
ring. That
as a
shit was
face
fun.
was- Yeah.
It was fun.
I mean, even the thing
Yeah.
he did in the Punjabi prison match with Randy, you could see he was not into it because it's not his thing.
No, he's not. You're good observation, my friend.
Yeah.
It's not, because here's the thing, and it's not a knock on Jinder Mahal's style or Jinder Mahal's way of wrestling whatsoever. He's the slow methodical plotting guy who goes from A to B to C to D. He has a set time where he has to do this, and then afterwards he's going to go from point A to point B, and then he has to go there. He takes his time, and to some people would say that that's really one-dimensional. It's really just his one way of just wrestling, which is, again, it's not a knock on him. It's just how he's built. You
Right.
can't put a guy who's one-dimensional, who only wrestles slow, into a fast-paced match or a match which demands physicality.
Right.
You can't.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, how bad would Jinder Brock have been?
Oh my
It
god.
would have been.
Oh my God! It would have been an abortion.
It would have been an all-time.
Yeah.
It would be
It would have been
worst
an
match of the year contender.
Yeah.
It would have been an abortion that survived.
It would have been terrible. A terrible match. I'm a bad guy.
We wouldn't have gotten the two great talking segments this week to build up Styles and Brock. We wouldn't have gotten that with Brock and Mahal either this week. Probably would have been some
We're gonna
generic
get
crap.
We're gonna get his standard fanfare of entrance, and then him just saying that he is great, you're not great, you're
Right.
just You're just insulting my race, my background, yada yada yada. And
1.3 billion people. None of them care about me.
Yeah.
Right, like one of you guys, I forget who it was. You said, the best thing about a Mahal match would have been seeing the Singh brothers get tossed around. That basically.
The Singh brothers are legit awesome. I love the Singh brothers.
Singh brothers
they deserve better than being with Jinder.
Yeah, they deserve. Okay, how about this? How about this, CJ? Put the straps on the Singh brothers.
For sure.
And have them be faces. Have them be baby faces and sell their asses up because man, I'll tell you what, those the Singh brothers could sell. What?
Bring back the Bollywood boys. That would have been better for them.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the Singh brothers. I like their matching shirts.
Yeah,
I like them in their current gimmick rather than the Bollywood boys.
But yeah, okay.
Well, I have to say this much though. The names that they gave them, the Samir and Sunil, those are actual names from India. Those are real.
No, I like the Singh brothers a lot.
Because my boss's first name is one of the two. It's Sunil.
Okay.
So are we done with the show? Are we forgetting anything?
Yeah, we're done with the show. Actually,
we hit everything. Sweet.
Okay.
Yay team.
Let's
shall
go.
We touch on War Games.
Sure, let's talk about War Games.
I know there's someone here
Nice.
begging to talk about that.
He's already
What
saying.
time is it? It is 11 o'clock. Yeah, we got an hour. Let's talk about War
We got
Games.
an hour to kill.
Yeah, let's talk about War Games.
Might as well.
Wait, any parting thoughts on Survivor Series before we transition entirely?
Yeah.
Anyone have any parting thoughts or anything?
You better hope Team Raw wins, because if they don't, you might get the return of the Authority. Maybe I'm a little worried about that.
Oh yeah.
Go Raw. No.
Kane, are you trying to start a riot?
Sorry.
Get over there.
I'm gonna go start spamming now on Cage Side Seats and make you remove every single post. Just
That's it. I'm just posting nothing but giant gifs now.
Giant gifts of what? Giant gifts of what?
Giant
Flame.
gifs of more gifs.
We're gonna riot. We're gonna riot.
I will
apologize, man.
Kane.
I would like to apologize for my actions.
Kane, if you do that, I will literally burn Daly down.
He'll do it. He'll do it too. Good. He's not stable.
Because
That's not an empty threat.
Remember, Kane. I called Jinder winning the title long before he did it, and I said I was going to watch the Daly burn to the ground and eat popcorn. Well, what happened? The Daly burned to the ground.
And he ate a lot of popcorn.
He did.
Yes, I did.
And he's joined by me, who said
everybody ate popcorn. Who doesn't love popcorn?
I could go for some popcorn.
Yeah, me too. Actually.
Kane, I won't do anything to risk my privileges. You know that.
Cookies.
Yeah.
I think I want a cookie. I think I want some like fudge stripes or something. Maybe that'll be for breakfast.
You know what I've got? Now that you mentioned cookies, I've got nutty bars over here.
Oh, see, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I want some now.
Little Debbie, the nutty bars, the best.
Any parting thoughts on the show before we talk about
lunch on cookies?
Before we do anything else?
No, I don't. Other than I think it's going to be a solid. I think it's going to be a real solid show. This show is going to be great if everybody's given the time you deserve. That is the key.
Good. Very true, my friend.
And Kane, like I said, I won't.
Let's go Raw.
I won't do anything stupid.
Hey, look! If the Authority comes back, I'll go crazy and get myself banned.
You have to hope that neither the general or someone else listens to this, because it's
I don't think the general would take me literally. Would he?
Let's just find out.
Well, I said earlier on, Gino, we love you. So
yeah, we're good. Gino's a Bears fan. He's good people.
Okay. Anyway, okay. Considering that we already,
you would know better than anybody else. Please do tell.
So.
Was Gino a fan of Jinder?
No, I'm pretty sure he wanted. He's super hyped. he's super hyped up for Lesnar Styles for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been killing me, telling me I'm a moron because I think it might not actually main event the card, and he's like, "What the hell's wrong with you? It's the title against title. Of course, it's going to main event the card, you moron."
Probably. I think I'm with the general here. I think it's main. When's the last time Brock Lesnar's main event in every match except for the one against Dean Ambrose, right?
Goldberg at WrestleMania, he did not main event.
Right.
No, because
obviously Undertaker was retiring, so it's
right.
kind of a special case.
Dean Ambrose is the one. Is the other one. So yeah.
I love that. I love that Goldberg match with all my heart. I'm serious. That match was unbelievable. Where he does the leapfrog and the best part about that Goldberg match, real quick, and I don't want to get too lost, is the crowd hated Goldberg when he got introduced, and by the end they were chanting his name. That's how you know you've done a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
And that match was like 4.5 minutes, and it was unbelievable. You know, proof positive. You don't need every match to be 60 minutes. Okada Omega. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have a great match in 4 minutes.
Sorry, I'm trying to picture Goldberg going 60 minutes. Okada.
Oh God. Number one.
Brock going 60 minutes.
Right.
Okay, let's move on to War Games.
Yeah, let's talk about War Games.
Quickly.
Low-key excited for this match, for this card too. And I'll tell you what match I'm most excited about when we get there. I'll make you wait.
Okay, so we have 6 matches, considering. One of them is a dark match, so we may not actually watch it, and that is Pete Dunne versus Johnny Gargano.
That's going to be on Wednesday's NXT.
That'll be on TV.
Oh, they switch it? They switch it?
Yeah,
it's going to be on
Wednesday's NXT.
So
all right.
They're going to be doing some taping there.
Awesome.
They're going to be doing this taping because they're already saying that this is a dark match on War Games. So this is the one match that they're going to tape. Okay, let's skip that because this is the single match for the United Kingdom Championship. Of course it is. And next would be the Authors of Pain, Roderick Strong versus Sanity, and the Undisputed Era inside a War Games match. This is, I think,
it's not a true War Games.
No, not a true War Games. It's got no roof, and it's a tag. It's a three-way War Games.
Okay.
So,
so I have a confession to make here, and that's I've never actually seen a War Games match. I've seen
Jomo, you got the network, right?
Yes, the network, right, Jomo? I have a recommendation for you.
1992 War Games.
92. Yep.
I heard that on the show the other night. When the show was over, I went and watched it. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Jomo, go to WCW.
I was doing the holy shit. Yeah.
Go to WCW, Jomo. Go to Wrestle War and go to 92. May of 92. Paul E. Dangerously's Dangerous Alliance for Sting Squadron. May of 92. Right. That's the one you want to watch. That's the best one.
Okay, I will do that then. Yeah.
It's a five-star match, my friend. Unbelievable match.
Make sure you do
Wrestle
not watch
War 92.
1995 Hulk Hogan and whoever his partners are against the Dungeon of Doom. Make sure you don't
watch that one. Watch the 92 one.
That was a clusterfuck match.
Yeah, watch the 92 one.
Yeah, I will definitely not watch the Dungeon of Doom.
No, 92, man. You won't regret it. I don't say this a lot, but you're not going to regret this, man.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, I've seen TNA's version, whatever, the Lethal Lockdown, is that what they call it? I've seen that plenty of times.
Yes, Lethal Lockdown.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed that, but I know that's not exactly War Games.
Not exactly. Okay. Anyway, we have Drew McIntyre versus Andrade Almas. Singles match for the NXT Championship.
Sorry, I got some potential breaking news here. I think Natty has just been announced as the partner for Survivor Series.
What?
I believe that's a thing.
I hope they swerve us.
I think Shane McMahon tweeted about it.
Are you shit?
If you go to Shane McMahon's Twitter, you should see that.
Okay, guys, here's the thing. Natalya is confirmed as 5th member of Smackdown Live Survivor Series. And 37 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So Asuka, there's really no Asuka should just steamroll the entire SmackDown team then, basically. I mean,
I agree now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kick Natty, she loses in like 2 seconds. It's
Have a one-on-one on Becky with Becky and Asuka. That would be fine. And then let Asuka.
Because they were fine on SmackDown. So they seem like
they were
are going to fight.
I hope that there's going to be a swerve or something like this. Shenanigans should be involved.
I hope so. I hope that that they play Natalya's music, but she doesn't come out. Instead, Paige comes out. I hope that's what happened.
Sure.
Someone should attack Natalya for what she did last year.
Yeah, right. It could be a setup. It could be a scoundrel for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scoundrel.
Well, she attacked Nikki Bella, right? Wasn't that the story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe if Nikki's coming back, that's Nikki gets her payback.
I'd be fine with that. Yeah.
No, that's the longest of long shots that I did.
Right.
So please don't take that seriously. That's longest of long shots. Anyway,
Save us,
back to this.
Paige.
Please get back. Please get back. Give my script back, please. I think I just dropped it. Anyway,
Yeah.
Alicia Black
Sorry,
versus the
sorry.
Velveteen. We have two singles matchup: Alicia Black versus the Velveteen Dream, and Cassius Ohno versus Lars Sullivan. As well as I left this one out, fatal four-way match for the vacant NXT Women's Championship: Ember Moon, Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, and Kairi Sane. Which would we dig in first? I think.
Let's do the women.
Let's do women. Why not?
Why not?
Okay, I didn't phrase that well, but
That's okay.
Okay, let's do that. Fatal four-way match for the vacant NXT Women's Championship. MetalMatt, do you want to start off?
Okay,
Matt,
I'll
what's
start off with this. I don't know why you picked me.
I don't know.
In this match. I'm just joking. Yeah, this should be a good match. It's been a while since we've had like a proper multiple woman match at an NXT takeover. I think the last one we had was that San Antonio, maybe?
Chicago, I believe.
Chicago.
Oh yeah, Chicago. Forgot about that. Yeah. But anyway, I am looking forward to this match. I think it'll be a good match because there's like all four women involved. I think are pretty good. You got Nikki Cross, Ember Moon, and the best of them all, Peyton Royce.
Peyton.
He actually,
Who doesn't love Peyton?
he actually forgot to mention Kairi Sane.
The actual best of them all.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, this should be a pretty good match. As far as who wins the title, you know what? This is going to shock a lot of people. It's going to shock a lot of you. I think Peyton Royce is going to win.
Why?
To the
Well,
shock of
the
no
thing
one.
is, like,
To the shock- Go ahead.
it's sort of a elimination process here because with Ember, I can't really see her winning the title. I think it's kind of too late for her. I think if she does win it, even if she does win it, she is always going to have that stigma. Yeah, she won the title, but she didn't beat Asuka to do it.
True.
And she had like two big chances. She even hit the Eclipse, which was like this big protected finisher, and she still couldn't get the job done. As far as Kairi goes, I think she could win it, but at the same time, I feel like it would be a bit too early for her because, I think Kairi she's better as like the chasing baby face, I don't think she should be booked like Asuka and have her destroy like every single person she comes across because she's not really that kind of. She's not the same wrestler as Asuka.
Of course not. No.
And as far as Nikki goes, I think she could win it, but I can't really see it happening. Peyton Royce, I feel like it's her time. I know I'm biased saying that, but I genuinely do think that it is her time. I think you could get.
What?
I think it's either Peyton. I think either Peyton or Nikki is your logical contender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Matt,
As
you
a
know
good-
my
I think
Matt,
the
you know
Mania-
my
I think the
feelings
Mania
on
women's
this.
match is
I know.
Asuka. I think the Mania women's match should be Ember and Kairi Sane. But to get there, you're gonna have to kill a little bit of time. So give the belt to like Nikki Cross or something.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Because, like Matt said, Ember Moon, I think the time has already passed for her. Even though she could, on an outside chance of winning it, Kairi Sane for her, it's too early. She's
Agreed.
just starting to integrate herself. And again, you bring up an excellent point. Kairi Sane and Asuka are not similar style wrestlers, even though they're both came from Joshi backgrounds and they both know how to hit hard. While Asuka looks like the legitimate badass as she is, Kairi Sane looks like she works from she is well suited better enough to work from under. She's the one who chases. She's the one who comes from behind and wins a match for you.
Yeah,
She's
like,
the one who.
you look at what she did with Shayna Baszler in the Mae Young Classic.
True.
Yeah.
She worked so well from underneath. It was in But in the end, Shayna Baszler sold her ass off on the ribs.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a great match. Thoroughly enjoyable that match.
Yep.
Go on, my friend.
Yeah, like I said, Asuka, the typical badass, hits hard, hits fast. I told you this one. I told you this one, Taker, and to you, Matt, to an extent. Asuka's the kind of girl, the kind of women wrestler who kicks your ass quick and fast. Kairi Sane will torture you slowly with a smile on her face.
And a smile on your face if you're lucky.
No. To me personally, my girlfriend will be pissed. So I don't know about you guys, but to me, if Kairi Sane gets me a smile on my face, my girlfriend's gonna be pissed.
I don't like Kairi Sane's gimmick right now, but I can't deny that she's really, really great at professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Like the pirate gimmick does nothing for me, but everything else is awesome.
I think it's more her ability to connect with the crowd rather than her gimmick herself.
Yeah.
It's more that than the gimmick. The gimmick enhances it.
The golden ticket.
Yeah, the gimmick enhances it.
She's got the golden ticket.
Yeah, the gimmick enhances it, of course, definitely.
But the thing is, this too with Kairi Sane, you could look at her and she could get the crowd into the palm of her hands in a matter of seconds.
Yep. She's just endearing, I think. I think she's just that, endearing.
You know, it's amazing she's freaking 29 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she's a day over 18.
I know.
Yeah. She's awesome. And she's young. She's awesome and she's young, which is the great combination.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I agree with you guys here that it's probably gonna be Peyton Royce. I think that like I was just saying, Nikki Cross is probably gone here soon. I think Ember's probably gone soon. Even though I could see her winning it just for a brief time to transition it to someone else.
Agreed.
And then Kairi's she's just too new. Although I do think that Kairi will win the title at some point here.
I think she wins the Mania.
I think she wins the Mania.
Yeah, I think Kairi Peyton.
They just need to build a story. They just need to build a story going into WrestleMania. So there's that.
Yeah, I think it would be like Peyton versus Kairi because you can get I think you can get a lot of mileage out of Peyton retaining the title via shenanigans like Billy Kay shenanigans.
Agreed.
Yeah,
and then
agreed.
You can build, and then you can build Kairi Sane up, and then Kairi wins the title of Mania takeover. Yeah.
As an aside,
but here's the thing, though. Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah. As an aside, I think that pretty soon we're gonna start seeing a lot more turnover with the main roster women because we have a lot of people who are ready to head up now. With Nikki's gonna be up in 2018, I think. Ember will be up in 2018. The Icons could be up, though I think they'll be in NXT for a little bit. I think they'll be up towards the end of the year. Then we have a bunch of the Mae Young Classic people. I think we're going to see a lot of turnover coming up here on the NXT and main roster.
All right. Okay. I agree. Matt, here's one just a little bit of nitpicky question. Wouldn't it be better if we see a little bit of dissension between the iconic ones?
As much as I don't want them to break up, you're right. I think it would be interesting if you saw
it'd be a change of pace. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it will be a change of pace.
I mean, and the title.
I'm not denying it.
The title would be the main one because, you know my feelings, Matt. No freebirding that title. No freebirding of a singles title. I cannot.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That is something that bothers me. That bothered me when they did it with the women's title back in the Ruthless Aggression area with LayCool. Exactly. Yeah. That made that title absolutely worthless at that point. Sure, they were trying to phase out the women's title for the. This is a bad
Divas
word. Divas title.
Sorry.
I said it too.
let me just put money in this tip jar yet again. But anyway,
that has been my argument. That has been my argument over the freebirding of that title. And let that belt be the start of the dissension between the two of them because Billy Kay is going to start to "We are the champion, we are the champion," and Billy's
like, "No, I'm the champion."
And Peyton's going to say, "No, I'm the champion. Yeah. I'm the one that worked my ass off to get it."
Exactly.
Yeah. The one issue
seems like an easy story to me, my friend.
Very easy.
Okay. What were you saying, Jomo?
The one issue I have with that is I'm not totally sure who's going to go face from that because it seems like Peyton is the one you'd want to invest more of a long-term thing as a top heel, but I'm not sure if Billie Kay works as a face or not. So, you know.
She did on the Indies,
That's
and
a
she
good
did a
question.
great job.
I think she could.
Different animal, though, man.
It's a good question. Okay, but again,
But then
not
again,
a knock
but
on
then
the
again,
icon.
but then again, Billie Kay's been held back on her style
Oh yeah,
True.
absolutely.
because we know.
I mean,
those of us who know have looked her up on the Indies, and she's 5 to 7 times the wrestler that they're letting her be in NXT right now.
yep. I mean, not a knock on the iconic duo. I think uniting both Billie Kay and Peyton Royce did wonders for their work, for the body of work in NXT. It's
It
just
was
that,
mostly character work.
yeah, but you can't deny that it worked wonders for both of them, considering that they were kind of languishing as a singles wrestler, and then suddenly uniting back again, and then create a lot more character work as a duo.
Yeah.
But now I think we're at a point where we're saying that, okay, you've interested
We're coming
us
to the
in
end of the line on it. We're coming to the end of the
you've
line
interested-
with it.
You've interested us with the character work that you guys have. Now, show us your wrestling acumen, wrestling abilities.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to see. It's gonna be on a sour note, because considering that we're gonna break up the iconic duo. But I think going forward with that, if Peyton Royce wins, yeah, we could see something like that happen. If they wanted to go with that narrative, so I think that's my opinion on it. Anyway.
Sounds good to me. Wouldn't shock me.
No, it
Yeah.
wouldn't shock me either. Kane, what do you think?
It'd break my heart, but it wouldn't shock me.
I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna play the role of Andy Richter and laugh at whatever you guys say from here on out, because I haven't been watching NXT, so I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, considering that we're covered Fatal 4-Way, let's cover these 2 singles matches that has no title defenses whatsoever. First one would be Aleister Black versus the Velveteen Dream.
There's
this
stakes
feud.
involved. There's
Love
stakes
this feud.
involved.
There
There is stakes involved to a point.
Small,
Velveteen Dream wants Aleister Black to say his name, and
Wants
Aleister
the
Black
legitimacy. Yeah, I love that. This feud's been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
feud
the last-
surprises me.
The last ass kick that I saw done was when Velveteen Dream. I can't say that. I can't. Patrick Clark. Okay, I'm gonna call him by his shoot name, because that's who he is.
Okay.
Patrick
Go ahead.
came up out of the smoke and jumped in it.
Mhm.
I mean, and did a pretty good job on Aleister. I mean, that was a brilliant play. That kind of reminded me of an Undertaker type move, coming
Okay.
up out of the fog.
Yeah. No, you're right.
It was kind of, I was all like, ooh, okay. And Patrick Clark is made. You've seen when he first started, he wasn't too comfortable with the gimmick, but as it's gone on,
Into it.
he's really into it now, and he sells it brilliantly.
Yeah, it's definitely transitioned from one of the most awkward and not great gimmicks on maybe the entire wrestling world to one of the best potentially.
Well,
I think
here's the
it's
thing.
more-
Here's the thing. Remember now.
Mhm.
There was an interview with Steph. I don't know when it was, but I heard something about it yesterday.
Uh-huh.
That they had thought about doing something like this before. What's the best place to try it out? Is NXT.
See, that's why you have developmental in the first place.
And you have
It's
to
not
have
just- it's not
you
just
have
for
to
the
have
for indie.
you have to have the right person to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the key. And Patrick Clark is the right person. He was always a soft-spoken guy. Perfect.
And he knows his stuff. He's I believe he's a wrestling fan before he entered the wrestling
Right.
business.
Yeah, that was
So
him.
He's only
Yeah.
22 years old, so he's got years ahead of him.
Yeah, he could easily be this generation's Gold Dust.
Exactly. That's the thing. Exactly. Forget the thing with Ellsworth. We have already had one openly gay man on the main roster. In Darren
Which
Young,
unfortunately has
which has been a
Fun.
future endeavor because of injuries. Means
Yeah, don't
Not
get hurt.
because-
Sucks.
it sucks.
not because of his sexual orientation. It was because of injury
hurt
and
and
other
wasn't very
things.
good.
Injury, basically, yeah. But anyway,
Injury,
you were
he
saying
wasn't very
about-
good. But
Yeah.
I love this. I love this feud because
Mhm.
I think it's just been a really entertaining.
This is something that might shock you guys. initially I wasn't really invested in this one. Going forward, week by week, seeing these two getting into it, it grew from me being disinterested to it, but to me being intrigued with it. Very, very intrigued. And that shows just how. That just shows how these two are building the feud smartly. Number one, and number two, it just shows how much character development has Patrick Clark gotten with Velveteen Dream as a whole. And I think that's very interesting, very intriguing. Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching it. I might not be as excited, I might not be as interested, but I am intrigued. I love to know what's going on here.
Well, one of the great things about it is that you say that the build to this feud, or CJ said the build to this feud has been brilliantly done. Yeah, it's old school booking.
That's it. You're right.
Uh-huh.
And who's one of the greatest old school bookers in the company right now? Trips, exactly.
Yep.
Base H book shit old school because he sat under the tree of knowledge of who?
Dusty.
There you go. One of the greatest bookers in our time.
You know what? Wrestling, I say this all the time, it's a broken record. Wrestling isn't complicated.
It's just simple, basically.
People make it complicated.
Yeah. Right.
Find two guys.
You find two guys that have some chemistry together.
Yeah.
Create a story.
Build the story.
Let the two of them go with it.
Let the two of them do it. Yeah.
Let them tell the story. You don't tell them how to tell the story. Let them tell it how it needs to be told.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm with MDS on this match because, at the beginning, I was not interested in this match at all. I thought it was a waste of Aleister Black. I felt that Aleister Black should have been in the NXT title picture. But you know what? This feud has grown to me. It really has. And it's due to the performers. It's due to the writing of it. It's due to the booking of it. I'm honestly looking forward to this match. I think this could be a fun match.
Agreed.
I mean, Dusty's fingerprints are all over it. Dusty's fingerprints are all over his feud. Even though he's no longer with us, his fingerprints are all over this feud.
I agree. And here's the surprising bit. I'm invested more in this match with the Velveteen Dream rather than Aleister Black.
Agreed.
That's just me saying.
I keep saying that, but Dream has been
I should be. Yeah, I should be more invested in Aleister Black, and yet the opposite happened. I'm invested more in Velveteen Dream and see what he's bringing to the table. What he's like Aleister Black.
What he's truly capable of.
Yeah, basically. That's what makes me intrigued on this match. Mm-hmm. It might not be the best. It might not be the best match on the card. It might not even really break anything. It's just that I'm really, really interested in watching it. That's it. Later on, when I watch it, yeah. And okay, but like I said, very intrigued, very interested in watching it now. Let's quickly move on to the other side of the coin. This is Lars Sullivan in a singles match.
I'm very excited for this.
I think the storyline here being that Cassius Ohno is trying to take more responsibilities as the NXT locker room leader in a sense of the way.
Yeah.
Storyline wise, and in a sense, I get the story. Yeah, as the veteran, of course.
Yeah.
And sure, people would nitpick saying, here's the thing. Cassius Ohno has entered to a lot of fanfare, but he's definitely hasn't created a lot of buck for his bang. So, but I don't know. To me personally, I think it's going to be a fine match, considering the experience of Cassius Ohno leading Lars Sullivan in a match. Mm-hmm. And Lars Sullivan looks good. And I say this again and again. To me, Lars Sullivan looks like they're slowly building another Braun Strowman in NXT.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yep. Yeah.
To me, it feels like that. I don't know what you guys feel about it, but yeah. To me, it feels like they're slowly building up to be the next one.
But the thing about it, we only got one Braun Strowman. Why do we need two unless they put him on SmackDown? Or this is Lars Sullivan turns out to be Braun Strowman's Achilles heel.
Ooh, probably. Who knows? That. Because here, like you said, this is a developmental. This is the stage. We are at a stage where developmental is proving to be the proving grounds, literal proving grounds for these guys going up to the main roster. make it in the main roster, it's of no consequence. Everything evolves around what your body of work in the NXT is. If you do successfully in NXT, sure. Whether you succeed there or not, it's up to you guys. So to me, I think that's just my opinion. So I don't know about you guys. I'm invested in the match, just that I'm more invested in this match in a more fan viewing, in my opinion, rather than interest. So
Yeah, I got what you mean. Yeah, I'm excited for this one too. This is actually one of the two I saw when I went to NXT Des Moines I guess it's actually probably about a month ago now. This, and I also saw Dream and Aleister Black. Neither one blew me away, but it was also they were very clearly limited. Like, I don't think in the entire show, I think there was only maybe a couple spots where guys even fell out of the ring. But yeah, I think just from on the small little portion I got, I think that this will be a good one, definitely. And with to go back to your point about Cassius being a little or coming with a lot of fanfare and then not doing a lot, I think that we are pretty much everyone kind of I can't think of what I'm trying to say here, like misevaluated the how he was going to be used. Like, I thought when he was coming in, I thought he was going to be the replacement for Nakamura. We're going to get a match between him and Nakamura at Mania weekend, and then he was going to carry the brand. And it seems like instead he's just more of like he's there to kind of coach some of the younger guys, and then potentially move up and fill maybe like a mid-card role. Like, that's what I think they're going to use him for. Which is, I mean, it's a little disappointing because I think honestly he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But
yeah,
I don't know,
Chris Hero's dead and gone, my friend.
Yep.
Chris Hero, the guy who Chris Hero who had 30-minute classics on the Indies every weekend. That guy ain't coming back.
Yeah.
This is what we're getting. We're getting Cassius Ohno, mid-card mentor.
Yeah.
To help you new guys work the house show circuit. To work the house show circuit with the new guys, you know.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
Yep. He'll be very good in the role.
To me, okay, this is my old school thinking. And Kane and CJ, you'll probably agree with me. You take the older members of the business and you put them with the younger guys in the mid card.
That's what New Japan does.
You make them the gatekeeper.
What New Japan is, exactly.
They're the gatekeeper that they have. You know, they have to get past. They have to prove that they can get past the Chris Heroes or the Cassius Ohno to make it in the main event.
You're right.
Or the upper mid card.
I don't know. I've been watching this Kane Braun Strowman stuff. I'm not too thrilled with it.
Yeah, but the gatekeeper.
I'm just kidding. I'm just busting.
The gatekeeper for Braun Strowman was and still is, and the one who made Braun Strowman what he is.
The Big Show.
No, Roman Reigns.
Yep. Roman Reigns put that mofo over like a you know what.
Yep, he put him over like Rover more than once.
You know it. But yeah, but look, here's how New Japan develops, guys. You train in the dojo for a year. You then wrestle as a young lion with no character, no gimmick against a bunch of old dudes 100 times. And then
you eat your losses, you eat your losses.
You eat your losses, you learn how to work, you learn what works and what doesn't. Then you go on excursion for a year and you come back and you're a main eventer. Like, so if WWE is going to do something similar to that, where you work in the Performance Center for a few years, and then you wrestle, old dudes, Chris Hero, maybe Mickie James on the women's side when she's ready, or Natalya to shift down from the main roster. These guys are such a repository of knowledge that it would be foolish not to use them to help put your next generation over in a low stress environment like an NXT house show in Tampa or wherever. Like, it would be foolish not to do that.
I don't see a damn thing wrong. That is the highest complimented any wrestling company, any promotion, independent, TNA, GFW, Impact, whatever the hell it's called this week. Ring of Honor, any of them.
Yeah,
is that take older people that they've got on their roster and make them gatekeepers and help teach the youngsters how it works.
Exactly.
I mean, they could go a step further and kind of replicate what NJPW is doing with their older dads whatever you want to call them. But I mean, this is in a way is kind of like the WWE-ish way of treating your veterans anyway, pushing them back into a more background mentor-like role for the younger generations to go forward.
I like it. I hope they keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, they're sure you won't see them regularly on the main roster or even on a wrestling show for that matter. But well, hey, at least they're there. They're helping out the younger generation, and they're helping mold the next crop of wrestlers. And to me, I think that's not a bad thing altogether. Anyway,
You're right. I can't argue with you. I don't make a habit of arguing with you when you're right, MDS, and you're right. So,
well,
there is no argument because we're all in agreement. We're all in agreement on the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So let's crack open one of the championships, being
sure.
I think the only championship match
NXT
that we have, the NXT title, Drew McIntyre versus Andrade Almas.
This will be incredible.
Yes.
I hope Almas wins.
Incredible.
His gimmick has been. We talk about character work and gimmick work.
Yes.
Him and Zelina have been unbelievable together.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they've been very impressive.
Yes.
here's my take.
I would like Andrade to win, but I don't think he's gonna, just because it. I mean, it feels like they're saving the title change or what am I saying? Saving
For the
McIntyre for Cole to beat. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not a huge Adam Cole fan, honestly.
Baby.
But I think that's where they're going with this, and eventually maybe get it to Gargano.
Yeah. I don't
Gargano
know.
still has to take care of business with Ciampa, though, right?
Yeah, he still does.
And depending on when that all happens, we could get that in a title feud, which I would love. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Or unless Johnny Gargano wins it and then suddenly Ciampa comes and just wails the heck out of him again. Creates another feud.
That could happen,
that
too.
could happen.
Yeah.
But here's where we're coming. Drew McIntyre versus Andrade Almas. I agree with CJ. His character work has been excellent since pairing himself with Zelina Vega. It has been excellent.
Yeah.
And if you want to see an original, if you want to see Tranquilo at its best in WWE, this is basically it. This is basically the Tranquilo Almas that we see back as La Sombra, back in CMLL. Sure, he tried to work it. He tried to work it back then when he was starting off with NXT. It just didn't really translate out that well. I think he needed the other. I think with Zelina Vega, he has a foil for him to stay focused as much. Of course, I'm going to be seen as more of a LI or LIJ kind of fan if you guys are in NXT. Yes, I am. I'm a huge fan of that. I mean,
Los Ingobernables.
Or Las Ingobernables de Japan. That's the other one.
Los Ingobernables de Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either go on though, but yeah, no, they're a revelation. But Almas has been sensational.
Yeah. Since these two have been paired up, these two have been very great at creating more character work for themselves. Even for Almas, even for Vega. Going in facing Drew McIntyre, I hope that they win. At least for me, in a sense that it cements every improvement that Almas has done in the past year with Zelina Vega. Sure, it might kind of like toss your storyline or fantasy dream showboating match in a way, but I think it would help a lot to have Andrade Almas win the title and then suddenly just see what happens with face McIntyre or probably face Gargano or face Strong for that matter. Of course, you can match him up with Adam Cole for whatever reason whatsoever, but yeah. There's a lot of potential coming in.
I think Zelina Vega has breathed life into Almas for sure, because he was just kind of, what's the word? He was just kind of there.
He was there.
Yeah, he was kind of there.
Yeah.
But Zelina's breathed life into him. I don't think he's going to win tonight, but I think this is the first step in him becoming a top star.
It is.
I think the ultimate goal for Almas is to go to the main roster. In the end, I think that's what Trips wants to do, is get him up on the main roster as a heel, and he's getting the heel heat now with Vega.
And WWE's looking for a new Latino star. There he is, right there.
Much better than bringing back Del Rio again.
Oh,
no.
God, please.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The perro, the dog.
Don't you put that on me, man.
Don't. I
I'll
haven't.
call him a perro. I'll call him a dog. I don't give a rat's ass.
No, I'm saying don't put Del Rio. I don't want Del Rio to ever be back on my television if I can possibly avoid it.
Yeah, I don't want to see Del Rio wrestle anywhere ever again. Just no.
Well, he's back in
I can't
Impact.
stand
He's got a title match, so.
Which is why I do not watch Impact.
Number one and number two, I think that's why both Chris and CJ blew their socks off last week.
Oh God, that's so.
I was going to watch TNA again, and he came back.
Yeah, don't.
Then he came back. No,
I watched Bound for Glory. Save yourself, man.
no. I think I watched it too.
Oh, you watched that? You watched Bound for Glory where they paid the crowd to show up $150
Yeah,
a piece?
No one paid me.
No one paid me either.
You know?
And you bought that shit.
No, I didn't. I got it on an online stream. Thank God. Thank Christ. If I paid money for that, I would be very disappointed with myself.
Here's another tip jar thing. I was fucking curious and now I'm fucking regretting it.
Yeah, that's 2 tip jars.
Yeah. Hey, okay, so those for Watch Bound for Glory, I need to confirm this.
Sure.
I heard that Del Rio was talking about how bullshit it was TNA suspended him and was like, wow.
Yeah.
You heard right.
What a way.
They
What a way.
They didn't believe him. Nobody took his side, and they took his title without asking him.
And they presented him as a face, didn't they?
100%.
100%.
The question I have is this, CJ: since when does a promotion need permission from the wrestler to take a title if they quote unquote violated the rules?
God knows. Well, you know what?
That's number
problem
one.
with TNA. The problem with TNA, there's so much shoot bullshit. They always talk about the guys in the back and the people in the back. I don't care about the people in the back. I care about the people in the front.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man.
I mean,
what a TNA shit.
Yeah, what a TNA way of actually bringing your real life stuff into a wrestling promotion, and then suddenly bringing this shit up with Alberto Del Rio, and then you lose all interest in me whatsoever when I try to watch it, and then
Well,
No.
maybe next week Del Rio will blow the lid on the hole that the fans there are actually paid to attend.
that will be wonderful in the wrong ways possible.
Well, like you and I have said to MDS several times, there's 4 things that's going to survive the nuclear holocaust. It's Twinkies, cockroaches,
GFW?
TNA, GFW, Impact, whatever the hell it was, and I can't remember the 4th one right now.
It's AAA.
Oh yeah, AAA.
And and you have a 5th one, if you forget. It's Spam, courtesy of
Spam.
Chris.
Yes. Spam. Yes.
Okay, so not to take this too far off topic, but speaking of domestic abusers that TNA likes, did you guys hear what Bram was saying?
Oh God, no.
He
What was
went
Bram
on
saying?
the Progress wrestler. He was on Flash Morgan Webster's podcast and from Progress, and I didn't listen to this. I just read online what he said. He was asked about the incident, and his excuses were that he was drunk. The police profiled him.
Of course.
Because he's a wrestler. He didn't actually do anything wrong, and that if he hit her, he would have killed her.
Oh,
That's
great.
what he said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can see why nobody else wanted him.
him about being a wrestler and getting abused.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you very much.
Great.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bram, for kind of
Making yourself look like the bigger ass, making yourself look like a bigger ass than you already are.
Yep.
Thanks,
Bram. I can go back to not caring about you now.
Anyways,
and it's very telling that with the UK scene being as it is, that he cannot get any bookings at all.
Well, I'm glad.
I know. I don't want to see him either.
Not even with the Carney family, the Knights.
Yeah, not even Paige's Carney family. Good point.
No. Good point. No. I mean, not to knock on British wrestling as a whole. I think they're slowly starting to rebuild themselves back again out from the Carney image, all that. Just that your booking is kind of like on left field on most occasions all the time.
Yeah.
I want to get invested. It's just that there's a lot of things questionable with it.
I mean, if you ever want to start, definitely check out Progress.
I dig Progress.
Oh,
I
you
love
do?
it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I didn't know you watched.
I did. Someone from Cage Sides actually recommended it to me as a first stepping stone, so
I've watched
started
a few.
watching
I've watched a few episodes of chapters of Progress.
Mhm.
I'm very, very early on into it. So
So yeah,
You still aren't
same.
you still haven't reached the main story though, have you?
No.
me? No, I'm watching Jimmy. I'm
Wasn't
watching Jimmy Havoc try to get a spot without being a hardcore. I'm super early.
Ah,
I'm really
wow.
early.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I'm super early
Yo,
as well.
shoot me a
so-
DM when you get to when you reach the main story here though. Just
For sure.
yeah.
Sure. Okay.
I need
That's
to
okay.
I need to see your reaction to that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Sure, no problem. I'll do that. Anyway, touching back on Drew McIntyre and Andre Almas, what do you guys think about this one?
I think
thoughts.
McIntyre should win, but I want Almas to win.
Same. Yeah.
I see McIntyre winning, but almost looking like $1 million in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I would give this a little bit of thought because the storyline was decent. I think if you want to go on a storyline basis, it's just that Almas wants to prove himself with fighting Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre already laying it out. If you want to be the man, you have to face me man to man. He always does this thing. He did it with Roderick Strong back then. Now he's doing it with Andrade Almas. Fine, decent. Sounds logical to me. So I'm definitely looking forward on this one. So
Yep.
it's another one of the matches where I say, oh, okay, let's see whether this works. So there's that. Of course, that
I
would
can say this about the Drew McIntyre now versus the Drew McIntyre, the chosen one.
okay.
Big difference in the two
Oh, yeah.
characters.
He's way better now.
Oh God,
Yes,
is
he is.
he
Oh, yeah.
is he
Absolutely.
improved himself by 1,000%.
I'll touch on this when we wrap up because it's gonna be a quick one. I mean, here's the thing. But let's finish off with,
Yep.
of course, the titular matchup for the whole pay-per-view itself. War Games match or pseudo War Games or which kind of sort of
Pseudo.
like a War Games.
Battle
Pseudo.
games.
Battle Games.
Yeah.
Lethal Lockdown clone. I don't know. Let's just go with it anyway.
No, what
Awesome.
would have made this match really cool? And I said this last night, and MetalMatt knows exactly where I'm going.
Absolutely.
A double wide 2-ring Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, absolutely. The way War Games should be.
The way War
Yep.
Games.
How amazing would that be?
Yep.
I mean, it would get the old fans of the War Games invested again, and it would get the new fans interested in knowing what it is.
Yeah.
Killing two birds with one stone, generating new interest, getting back.
That's the
interest.
only tweak it could need is, have the roof put a double wide, a double Hell in a Cell cage around it where it's, they got that space around the ring.
Mhm.
Oh my God. How crazy would people go?
Would be the interest alone would be crazy.
They would have to find a bigger venue.
True. That's the only setback for it. But anyway, Authors of Pain teaming up with Roderick Strong, facing off against both Sanity and the Undisputed Era. Let's hear you guys' thoughts first before we quickly get to the point of the show. So
I think the Undisputed Era will win. I don't think they should. I can't take them seriously because they're all so small. It's still a size business. I mean, they're like 5'6" and $150, all of them. They're all
I know,
so
I know.
little, and I can't take them seriously as heels, as marauding heels when they're tiny. This ain't the NWO with 6'4" Hogan and 6'3" Kevin Scott Hall and 6'8" Kevin Nash.
they
Like,
look
I can't-
intimidating. They look intimidating.
Yeah, these guys are like little. They look like little kids cosplaying as wrestlers.
They're little freaking nets that just buzz
Yeah.
around your ears and drive you
I
crazy.
can't take them seriously. So
I mean, I've said this about Adam Cole. Taker, you know where this leads. You know where this leads exactly. I mean, I've taken Adam Cole to a point where I said that this is Mr. Average at its best.
yeah, I'm still waiting for the Adam Cole. People are like, oh, just wait, he'll show up. He'll show up. Well,
Where is he?
I'm still
Where
waiting.
is he? Where is he? People are saying that this is the guy. This is the guy who's great in ring. He has charisma. He has it. I'm still waiting.
I'm waiting. We'll be
I'm
waiting
waiting
for a while,
way
my
back
friend.
before. I'm waiting way back before he was even in ROH.
Okay,
Where's
wait a
the
minute.
whole story?
He has it. Maybe he has a clap, but that's not it.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I I agree with you guys here that with Cole, it's like I don't think he is a terrible wrestler, and my brother will love this because his least favorite wrestler ever is Adam Cole. I swear.
Congratulations.
He's in the other room. He's listening to this.
Make
right
sure
now.
your brother is listening, then.
Oh yeah, he can hear me in the other room. I told him to tune in live, and he's doing something else. But
yeah,
make
sure he listens to this. You're sharing.
We're slamming Adam Cole.
He shares the same thought. He shares the same.
I'll make sure to repeat that line so he hears it.
Yeah,
I'll make it easier.
I
Adam
agree
Cole
with
is my least favorite wrestler. There you go. I'll make it.
I don't see what the hype was about Adam Cole.
There
He's
you
a good talker. That's it.
Yeah, the thing with him is, he's like the best way I've ever heard it put with him is he's like a poor man's current day Chris Jericho, where he can talk, but do not look for great in-ring work with him.
Jomo, Chris Jericho would like to have a word with you later on.
Well, I said a poor man though, so I mean,
here's the thing: Adam Cole is Mr. Average. He even makes Roderick Strong looks like he has personality.
Yeah, good point. Wow, way to blindside old Roddy over there. Someone get the license plate to the bus that just ran over Roddy Strong just now. Man. I mean,
you want me to shoot on Adam Cole?
No,
I'll happily shoot.
Up, man.
Hey, man,
I'm just
shooting
saying.
on Adam. Continue shooting on him, man. I opened that door for you.
I mean, I'm not knocking on Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. It's Redragon, one of my personal favorite tag teams on the independent scene. Number one, I'm just not that invested in Adam Cole.
No,
I'm just not
invested in. I'm with you.
Where should I be invested in? His hair? Probably his catchphrase.
His midget Triple H.
His horrible looking body, which I'm sorry, but still matters.
It still matters.
Okay.
It still matters. Adam,
I just don't think the charisma's there.
Protein shake.
The thing about Adam Cole is that a stiff breeze will blow him away, for Christ's sake.
I mean, a protein shake, would that be too much to ask for? I mean, come on, man.
I mean, Daniel Bryan, sure. Adam Cole is Mr. Average. Daniel Bryan looks like $1 million. $2 million for that matter.
Yeah. And I'll say this about Daniel Bryan. He was a little skinny boy on the Indies too, but he got WWE.
Exactly.
He got fit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you can't,
like I said, Adam Cole has it, and it may be the clap, but it ain't charisma. That's for sure.
It ain't.
Yeah.
He does nothing for me.
Exactly.
Yes.
With Cole, I think he'll be valuable in the mid card when he comes up. It's just I don't know if I want to see NXT built around
Mid card where?
Oh. In the NXT, I think he's enough
somewhere west of East Bumblefuck mid card. Yeah, I could see him over there.
I honestly can't take him seriously.
If those three make the main roster, I will quit watching until he retires. No.
I'll take a knock off on Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Just Adam Cole. No.
Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are fine. Adam Cole's just. Not a whole lot of nothing there, you know.
It's not that the hate isn't the hate for me personally isn't coming from his attitude or his way of wrestling. It's just that I don't see where I should place my interest on you.
Exactly.
That's it.
There's nothing there. All right, we got anything else before we wrap up? It's almost noon.
Okay, who do we think should win War Games? If it's,
I think honestly, for all the ragging we do on them, I think the Undisputed Era should win this. I'm serious.
I'm serious. Yes.
Yeah,
unfortunate as it is,
it doesn't mean I'll be happy.
AOP and Roddy, but
I'd like to see his AOP and Roddy winning it.
Yeah. I'll root for AOP and Roddy, but I think the writing is on the wall that the Undisputed Era will make a mark on this. Yeah. I won't like it. I will hate it. And I will hate everyone who goes up to me.
MBS, make sure you have a puke bucket handy for this show.
Probably.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Pretty much every time I've never really watched NXT. I've never been an NXT guy. So you guys, I wanted to hear your perspective on this. Every time there's an NXT card on the same weekend as a WWE pay-per-view, the NXT card pretty much shows it up. So what are the prospects here? Because Survivor Series is looking pretty strong to me. What are you guys thinking on that front?
I don't think NXT is going to do it this time.
I don't think NXT.
I really don't. I don't think they got the.
I think NXT will be great, and I think it's foolish to bet against NXT.
Agreed.
Like,
Agreed. I totally agree, CJ. I totally agree with that one.
It's foolish to bet against them.
I
at this
think
point.
NXT
Yes.
will pull it off.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I think NXT will be. I think NXT will be good. I think Survivor Series will be great.
Yeah. I mean,
But if you look
I
at
was.
know, but
24 that they did, I can't remember
That's fair.
which one.
That's fair.
They did a I think it was a WrestleMania 24 or was something else. They did a 24 on it. They had to they talked about the Saturday night show, and Triple H is telling them, go out there and do the best, knock it out.
Yeah, the one before Dallas.
And then after it was all over, he goes, you rotten sons of bitches.
Yeah, because now Roman and I have to follow this, and we couldn't do it.
And they did.
Yeah.
They did. And here's the thing: I've been proven this solidly wrong for the last takeover. Last takeover in Brooklyn, I was kind of like disappointed. I don't know where it's going. I was proven totally wrong, and on air even I went and said, "I am sorry, takeover, for doubting you. I'm sorry, NXT, for doubting you. Next time I'll be more generous on that."
The match that'll probably steal the show for NXT will be that Fatal 4-Way with the women.
Okay.
It's gonna be a knockdown drag out. And I would like to see Nikki Cross take it, to be perfectly honest. I didn't get a chance to talk about that because I had to go take care of something.
Okay, Nikki Cross getting.
So my final question here is: what do you guys think match of the weekend is here? Are we going? I think my personal pick, I think is either. I just need to take a look at the Survivor Series again. I think I'm either going to go Shield New Day, or I think Almas McIntyre will be insane. That's one of my picks.
I think mine will be the Bar and the Usos.
Another good one.
Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles.
Shield New Day.
You're right. I hope you're right.
Depends. Like you said, it depends whether the Brock Lesnar who wants to work shows up. If you work,
I'll go with the men's elimination match. I think there's gonna be some crazy shit going on in there.
My match of the night I see is going to be as much as I like the Bar and the Usos, is going to be New Day, Shield.
I like how we all have a different one, and all of them are possibilities.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like, all of them are possible. That's how stacked this weekend is.
Yeah, and and I have to agree. Survivor Series looks stacked, and they could be a great it could be a great pay-per-view for the first time, topping NXT's pay-per-view on its own. I think for the first time, in recent history. Now.
Maybe the Rumble. Last year's Rumble, I thought, was better than last year's Takeover.
Yeah, I think you
because you had the AJ Cena, you had the Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens match. The Rumble itself was, and the only match at the Rumble I really liked, or at NXT that I really liked, was the Nakamura Rude match. Just because I like the way Bobby Roode wrestles. I like that he wrestles like an '80s heel.
Oh yeah, true.
So, but I'm maybe the only one on that island, so.
I can see that because I see him as a kind of like a duplicate of Ric Flair back in his prime. It's
exactly.
It's just that he's a little bit too old to continue the prime of Ric Flair right now.
Yeah, well,
just crossing over to 40. But anyway, hey, guys, we made it. We made
it.
We
survived.
Wait, so we're not going to go for another hour on Enzo Amore, huh?
No.
Kane, I will disown you if we go one more hour with Enzo.
If we go 10 more minutes with Enzo.
Let's put it this way. I could go another hour about just the freaking New Day versus Shield, because that is gonna because you asked me earlier in the week and it hadn't even been announced yet.
Yeah.
I said if that's the match, that's the match I'm looking to see.
Yep.
Because
agreed.
I could go another hour about the iconic duo.
Oh, of course you can.
I know you can.
I mean,
you gushed so bad. You drew and gushed so bad.
I'd love to go an hour with the iconic duo.
Okay.
I
love how all of you had to think about that for a half a second.
I got it right away. I just took my mouth was like,
wait.
The first thing I thought about it was when I referenced Triple H's steroids keeping him from performing. That's what.
Hey, well, I mean, that's Steph.
No, George, you saw I caught it right away.
I figured someone would say that, honestly.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes you have to swing at the fastball that's over the middle of the plate, you know?
It was there. It was there. Mad for hanging.
You want to hang a slider thigh high, I'm going to knock it into left field, you know?
Yeah, and Matt,
I mean, you threw the pitch. You just had to fucking swing.
Any final thoughts for the weekend, gentlemen, before we get out of here?
No.
I'm looking.
We're gonna get
Yeah, it should be
AJ
great.
Styles against Brock Lesnar. I mean,
I know how cool
can't
is
ask
that?
for, and New Day against the Shield. I mean, it's amazing.
It is.
How
It is.
cool is
This
AJ
this
Styles,
weekend
Brock
is
Lesnar?
this whole weekend is going to be nothing but a orgy of good wrestling, and I'm looking forward to it all.
I can't wait. Cannot wait. So,
I can't wait either.
Should be fun.
I mean, it's gonna be several hours, I think, before NXT Takeovers. NXT War Games are gonna Takeover War Games are gonna start anyway.
in about
so-
6 hours, 7 hours or so.
Yep. So that means it's gonna
Okay,
be
guys,
in
where
the
can we
overall.
find everybody? Curtain Jerker, where can we find you?
I am at
York
G
Games.
Atsavis at Twitter, GATSAVES. My show's Twitter feed is 2 guys, 1 sport, the number 2 and the number 1. We broadcast every Friday, well, most Fridays, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We got a YouTube live chat, so hang out with us. We are doing our Match of the Year show, or Show of the Year awards ballot December 8th, so I need your nominations. So if you have any nominations, shoot me a DM, or either at my show feed, 2 guys, 1 sport, number 2, number 1, or my personal Twitter at Giatsavis, GATSAV as in Victor ES.
All right.
Kane?
Oh, you can check me out at Cage Side Seats, and I just joined Twitter a couple days ago, so I'm at Kane A Knight on Twitter. So
Okay.
I'm still learning how to use it. Don't be too
Welcome to the 21st century,
I
Kane.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'll figure it out.
Everyone does. Everyone does.
Jomo, where can they find you?
You can find me at the 4-Man Band on Twitter. And that's
Great name.
pretty much it. Yep.
Strong name.
It is. You can find me there posting about mostly wrestling, raging about the Packers and Cyclones from college sports, and occasionally getting some WDK. I don't know how to say that. We don't know wrestling 100 thoughts. Which
WDK 100.
I'll leave a plug because I want more people to vote in this. If you like
good
wrestling
plug.
and you have a top 100 or top 50 list you want to add, go sign up at the forums, which you can find by just searching on Twitter. I don't know how to say it. We don't know wrestling 100, whatever the abbreviation is for that.
WDK 100. Okay.
Yep. The list will be released. I'm talking like I'm a part of this. I'm really not a part of deciding when this is released or anything. I'm just a voter. But it'll be released at some point in March or April, I believe. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting my vote in.
Nice. All right.
And MetalMatt, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on Cage Side. I hang out there all the time. I also have a Twitter. I don't really use it that much anymore, but if you do want to find me, I'm at MetalMatt15. So that's it.
And yes?
You guys can catch me on Twitter at BeckyGotBank666. Thank you, Swiss Last Kicker, for that. I have no
Amazing
idea why.
Twitter handle.
I love it. I'm a fan.
That is a good Twitter handle.
Yep, Becky Got Bank and 666 represents me to be very, very evil, into which I am not. But nah,
We still
never
love you.
mind. Thank you.
Embrace your evil, Smite, for crying out loud. I've been trying to
You're
get
Neil, man. Come on.
I feel
Embrace
so
the
much closer
hate.
to you now after spending 3 hours talking to you. So
Yeah. I mean, we're practically brothers at this point.
Oh,
We're all family here, damn it.
Yeah.
fine. Okay, never mind. Let me finish my plug-in. Wait.
We are family.
Oh, stop.
You guys can catch me, like I said, you guys can catch me on Cage Side Seats. On the daily as well as the nightly. I'm there for a chat. You can just catch me on Twitter and we can have a chat or two. I am slowly easing myself off for the holidays, so there's that. And you guys can also catch me on the official Shootin' the Breeze channel. That is Shootin' SHOOTIN DABREEZ #1, because Shootin' the Breeze has been taken already. Goddamn whoever who took
Those
that.
bastards.
Anyway, those
Bring them up.
bastards. Yep. No. I need to fly from Japan to States first, just to do that.
Well,
Anyways, Taker, let's finish off with you plugging in everything that you need to plug in.
Okay,
Go.
as always, we have our sister podcast. That's 2 Guys, 1 Sport. Hosted by the Curtain Jerker, who's made his triumphant return to the Breakfast Series. And don't be surprised if he's on the next one.
Oh, thanks.
He's the writer. He's the right-hander in the bullpen.
He's the right hand.
We also
Hopefully
have
not
to
the Cubs
plug
Yeah,
Fizzy's
hopefully not.
Wacky World of Wrestling with 14 Fitzpatrick and Don Sal Cusmano, brother Sal, great man. We have the podcast of Something to Wrestle and What Happened When. One is with both of those have Conrad Thompson. The first one, Something to Wrestle, is Conrad Thompson and Bruce Pritchard. The second one is Conrad. What Happened When is Conrad Thompson and Tony Schiavone.
Both great listens.
Both are great listens. I've listened to them, and I laugh more. I laugh about as much listening to them as I do here.
Okay.
We have Not Your Demographic,
Uh-huh.
Keeping Up the Kayfabe, Rudo Radio, and I think there's one other one that we're missing. I'm not exactly
think that-
sure.
Okay. That would be Cage Sides affiliated, and we also again would like to remind you guys that a new podcast will be showing up.
Oh, that's right. But
Bishop-
the Violent Wrestling Podcast.
The Violent Podcast, hosted
That's-
by yours truly, Ambrose Ali, as well as Mox or Prince Moxley Lopez.
Nice.
You're going to be on that one too? Yes?
No.
No. It's gonna be hosted by-
I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert of violent wrestling. I'm not an expert.
You're not a big FMW. You didn't watch a lot of FMW or Big Japan or anything.
I
NDS?
watched it once. I watched it once where they threw a Japanese wrestler into a piranha pool. So there's that.
Oh.
Jesus.
And an electrified
Wow.
pool. So
You know how I feel about violent. I feel about blood matches and death matches the same way I feel about eating a box of Oreos. If I eat too many Oreos, my tummy hurts and my head feels kind of light, and that's the exact same way I feel when I watch like violent wrestling matches. If I watch too many at once, my tummy hurts and my head kind of feels funny.
No, so don't feed you too many cage matches from Soldier Field then.
Yeah, okay, well, those are fine, but I'm talking like the ones with like light tubes and shit. You know, the crazy ones.
Oh, the kind of death match that was on
Yeah,
Lucha Underground
cage
at
match is
first.
great. I love a good cage match, but I'm
Cage
talking like
match is great.
I'm talking like the CZW, like the crazy shit.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. It's been fun. It's been really fun today. You know,
really forgot one more thing. Where
What's that?
can they catch you? Or actually, can they catch you? That's the last plug-in you need to do.
You got your own plugs, takers.
no, yeah, you can catch me on Twitter at takers_minion. You can also find me on the daily as well as the nightly on K-Side.
Uh-huh.
And always, if you need to get me through the Shootin' Debris Twitter thing, I do open that up from time to time and do read. So there is that. So
All
for
right.
everybody on the panel and my co-host, Mr. Dr. Senju, we'd like to say thank you for joining us today. It's been a wonderful trip. I've enjoyed myself. I hope everybody else has. And
Everyone
we will
had
see
a
you.
good breakfast.
we will see you next Saturday morning at our normal time of 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central for a regular episode of Shooting the Breeze, the aftershock that is Survivor Series.
Yep.
Until then, we'll see you later.
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
Have a
Bye.
good weekend.
Bye.